Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the evil that men do. Father God, I pray and ask that you help me to have mercy on others the same way I would want you to have mercy on me. Father God, I also ask that you help me to be quick to forgive and slow to get angry. Amen, amen, amen. These young dudes out here don't respect shit until you put the barrel in their ear and let the text spit. I just might catch a case on my next hit, remove their whole face on some special effect shit. So show respect, Drake, or I'ma have a flashback. Digging through the dresser like fuck it, where my mask at? The mash back with the banger and damage shit and say fuck everything I learned in anger management. Hop back on some east side managed shit and push a nigga's top back when I let the cannon spit. Start planning shit, premeditation. I'm in love with the streets again, rededication. Casket or cremation when I shoot you down. I was built full of smoke like a hookah lounge. I keep big shit that sound like a bazooka sound, and I shoot quicker than ain't gotta be a hoop around. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride, 3 straps, ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Gun on me, it ain't never for show, homie. I'm far from a bully, but I'm never a hoe. Get out of line, my Beretta will blow. Real talk, we can take the beef wherever we go. I bring it to your front door like I'm Uber Eats. I guarantee you listen up when this Ruger speaks. Plus I maneuver through these streets like a ghost, and I'm handy with the heat. I cook a nigga like a roast. On me, homie, this is not a boast. I will still come through, boy, and stop a nigga's post. Play him close, man, Eric will ease it. Quickly off the waistband, man, and Eric will squeeze it. Leave you niggas laid out dead or paraplegic. Niggas playing in these streets while I'm very strategic. I come to your house dressed like the gas man. Shoot you 9 times, leave you stretched by the trash can. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. I don't put shit on Facebook, I just holler in person. Put the pistol in your mouth while you're hollering and cursing. All that shit you kept rehearsing and put on your live, got you clapped with the big 4-5. You bitch nigga, if you tell me to pull up, I'ma do that. That nigga who was woofing first nigga that I shoot at. Ski mask on my face, bystanders be like, who that? I ain't with the talking, bitch boy, I thought you knew that. Leave his brains where my shoe at and bounce like I'm on a trampoline. Leave you laid out, nigga, like you camping on the scene. If you want something sweet, grab a peach or tangerine. Niggas won't smoke, but fuck it, I'ma let them handle steam. AR with the beam, you see the red dot? We tug on this trigger, nigga, it'll make your head pop. Blood pouring down to your shoes, call it Red Sox. Your brains hanging all over your shoulders like some dreadlocks. Expect the gang of dead off if they ever cross the line. The Lord said in the Bible, oh, revenge is mine. So I'm just trying to find a righteous path between the two. Before I lose control and do the shit I used to do. This being humble shit is new. I'm trying to turn the other cheek, but I ain't never been a bitch, so watch your mouth when you speak. Your mercy's what I seek, so I pray on bended knees. Don't let me get decayed with the extended clip and squeeze. Lord, please. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps.
What's going on, y'all? Good Sunday morning to everybody. Good Sunday morning, man, to everybody, man. Glad to have y'all in the building, man. Glad to have y'all in the building. Y'all know what we got to do, man. We got to do it's the Sunday show. We got to do the big show. But at the same time, we got to get out of here early because we got to go over and support our sister, OG Patrice, man, and her show. I'm pretty sure she's having a show today. I didn't see the trailer for it, but I'm pretty sure she's having a show today. So we got to get out of here early, man, so we can go over there and support Patrice. All right, y'all. Let's see who's in the building. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a lot of stuff going on here. Let's see who's in the building. Let's see who's in the building. Let's see who's in the building. Who's in the building? Who's in the building? Come on, computer. There we go. All right. Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Jill's Chocolate Boutique is in the building. Well, first of all, before we start who's in the building, we got to thank Brother Eric, man. Shout out to Brother Eric, man. Letting us use his music, man. So go on over to his. We want to support him. We're gonna go over to his page, and if you can, you know what I mean. If you're working on a project and you might say, you know, man, I need somebody to do some rapping on the project, go on over there and check out Brother Eric, man. 16 to Life, his YouTube page, man. Go on over there and check him out and see if you can put him to work, man. You know what I mean? Brother's a good dude. Plus, man, got a good heart, man. Good-hearted dude, man. Good-hearted dude. You know, one of the dudes I was fortunate enough to come across on my journey in this YouTube journey that I'm still walking through, man, meeting a lot of different people. But Brother Eric is definitely a good dude, man. Check him out over there at 16 to Life, the YouTube page. His page is blowing up, man. Blowing up, man. Shout out to Brother Eric, man. All right, that's Brother Eric. We're going to put him down into it. I'm going to get right into it. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. All right, y'all. Good morning, everybody. Let me see who's in the building. Before I see who's in the building, let me tell y'all, man, you know, did you ever get cussed out for nothing, right? My mama used to cuss me out. My mama used to get mad at me, and she used to whoop me, right? And I was like, but I'm innocent. I didn't do it, right? You know what my mama would say? Well, that's for the time you got away with it. I get a call yesterday, man. Clarence, goddamn, I told you supposed to take some time off, Clarence. You supposed to take some time off, and you supposed to do that. I said, Rico, I'm not. I just posted for tomorrow. Oh, all right. Anyway, man, so let me tell you about this, and let me tell you about that, man. I'm like, you remind me of my mother, man. My mother never apologized for getting it wrong, man.
Oh, hell no. No, because she was telling the truth. That was for some shit you got away with, or some shit you about to do. So
right?
No apologies necessary. No apologies necessary. But you didn't do that time. Like I say, you didn't do it this time.
But you, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got that. You got away with something. So here, take that with you.
There it is. That's it. that's for the one I didn't get. I got your ass now. Yeah.
Wait a minute, brother. Am I reading that right? That says Rico the Negrosaurus.
Hey, how you feeling this Sunday, sir?
I'm feeling great, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate that call yesterday you gave me, man.
Yeah,
you know, it was all in love.
Yeah, just making sure. So like I said, we getting a little long in the tooth. And if we don't tell each other to pump the brakes, no one will. Because I know I'm in that same generation. I'm like, dude, I be feeling them aches and pains and them bumps. So if I'm feeling them, I know your ass right behind me. Right. You got to be feeling them too.
Yeah, so, man.
You know.
Yeah, so, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, and to our subscribers and our viewers, you know, we appreciate the fact that you want to see us here and whatnot, but sometimes we gotta have y'all gonna get there one day too, Lord willing. Yeah, like our sister OG Patrice say, it's a blessing getting older, but with that blessing comes some, you know, we got to pay our dues. So we get up, we don't get up. And I told you this too, Clarence, like you out there on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast. Old man Winter showed his ass up this morning.
Ooh, yeah, I hear too.
Yeah. It's a different when you get up in age and you start, you be like, damn, it's cold. You know, cheese. Oh man. So I gotta break my pajamas out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. My wife had bought me some boots. I was like, I don't need to wear them. Like the inside boots, right? There's like shoes just for your they're knitted shoes for just for your feet. They're like socks, but they're like a mix, but they're really warm, right? I used to tell my wife, I don't need those things. Shoot.
You be looking
like,
for them
man,
now.
Yeah, I was looking for them. I was like, man, where them things at, man? Put them on, man. Shoot. My feet was warm all night, man. I was like, this is how I'm gonna do it this way, man. You know what I mean? Maybe she know a little something. Yeah. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Actually doing real well. Waiting on the Hefe, the boss, to come in here, fussing at me. I think we good. I had to take the dog I had to take one of the dogs to get a haircut. So she's stopping to pick him up, and I've been doing pretty good. Like I said, this the weather because it had been on the East Coast. I don't know who else out there is on the East Coast, but if you are, like all of last week and even through yesterday, Friday included, it's been unseasonably warm. So here we are in November. It's not supposed to be in the 70s, but it was in the high 70s, mid 70s all week. And I'm like, okay, this global warming, climate change shit is real. It's not supposed to be that warm in November. It's supposed to be colder. So now, in essence, today and all this week, it's basically just going to what it's supposed to be. But because we haven't had it, this is the midpoint of November, we were supposed to be getting this cold back in October. We've avoided it up till for so long, it feels extra cold. When I'm like, we supposed to be already acclimated to this temperature, which is just going to go into the, I think tomorrow going to be like in the mid 40s, high 50s. And then I was watching the football game. Who was it? Somebody. Let me see. I think it. And I was seeing snow. And I was like, oh shit. But when you think about it, I'm like, Christmas is like 4 weeks away. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
So I mean, and I, growing up, like we used to always have. It was, we would get white Christmases, if not every year. It would be a lot more, but like now they're becoming fewer and farther between, and it's just the warming of the winter. We still will get it bound January, February, but it should be colder than what it is right now. It's not. I like it, but then when it comes, it's like, damn, I feel it.
Yeah, right. So it does snow in Maryland, right?
Oh hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, that shit stacked taller than me sometimes. Oh yeah, I mean like real bad, in the whole DC region. We in the Mid-Atlantic, we get all 4 seasons, and we get it real bad. So I think you have to go south of Virginia. Even parts of the Carolinas get a lot of snow. But when you when you get as far as maybe South Carolina, which still will get snow. And then what's under South Carolina? I think is then when you get into Georgia, Alabama, where they can get snow, but very, very infrequently. But Maryland and Virginia get snow every year and large amounts of it. And then, of course, once you go north of us, they get probably Delaware is about the same as us, but after Delaware is Pennsylvania get a shitload of snow. They get buried. Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New York, they get buried. And I spent my first 3 years in the military in Massachusetts. Good God, just whole buildings get swallowed up in snow all the time. So it just just this seasonal change is just a little odd, little unique things like that. But it's where you at, Teresa? 44, yeah.
Well, we got to move fast because.
Go ahead, move.
Yeah, Patrice's coming on, and so we got to get through this stuff.
Go, brother, go.
Okay, all right. So first thing we're gonna do is we are going to see who's in the building. Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Shout out to Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Says she's gonna be back. Jill says she's gonna be back after church. Shout out to Jill.
Pray for us, Jill. Pray for us.
Yeah, pray. Especially this dude here. Pray for this dude, man. All right, all right. What about OG Patrice? OG Patrice is in the building. Shout out to OG Patrice.
Salute to our sister OG.
Yeah, we're gonna be going to check out her show after this show. All right. What about Anderson the Great? My Taurus brother, Anderson the Great. You know what Anderson said? He wears size 17 shoe, brother.
Whoa!
Man, I said, man, we got to find him a girlfriend that can deal with pain and has a nice disposition.
Yeah, I just say, damn. Somebody used to wear. Go ahead. Somebody, man, I didn't think they made him that big, but no, I remember.
Oh yeah, no.
I remember seeing somebody had a size 22 or some shit.
Yeah, that's Shaq.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, man. Ouch. Right.
So Anderson got to be 6'10", 6'11". How old?
Something like that.
Trying to find out that Negro 5'6". Like 5'6", size 17. Damn.
How do you do that? Shout out to Brother Anderson.
Yes,
also,
sir,
we got
Anderson.
Vaughn Bryant in the building, y'all. Vaughn Bryant in the building. Shout out to Vaughn Bryant in the building, man. Shout out to Vaughn Bryant, man. Glad to have you in the building, my brother. Keeps everything going on smooth, nice and smooth with the backpacks. What about Sister Annie, brother?
Oh, day one. Them the day ones. Always got to rock with the
day one. A1 day one. Another A1 day one. Shout out Sister Annie. Don't go away, Sister Annie, because I'm gonna need you in a few minutes. Man. Let's see. What about Risa Neal? Risa Neal's in the building. A1 day one.
Oh, so that's the Dora Milaje. I'm gonna call her the Dora Milaje.
What's the Dora Milaje?
I'm on my Black Panther, my Wakanda Forever thing, and they were the warrior sisters that stood guard.
Okay,
they fucked the motherfucker up.
Oh man,
the Dora Milaje, the Wakanda Forever. Oh, they were them the baddest on the planet. They tear your ass, the woman king, whatever. I don't care what these Negroes be saying. We need more of the Dora Milaje. We need more of the women king. Ain't nobody but the Black Manosphere clowning that shit. We need that for our community. They are the guardians that stand at the gate that will deal with them motherfucking demons when they show up and bust their head to the white meat. I love them.
See, if it was more of them, there'd be a lot less of the F boys.
We'd be straight. We need more. We don't have enough, Sister Risa. We don't have enough. That's what I'm saying.
We got Brother D in the building. Brother D is in the building. Shout out to you, Brother D. Glad to have you in the building, my brother. Glad to have you. Who else in the building? Oh man. Risa said her feet swollen with the weather change. Sorry about that, Risa. Hope everything works out. 44 degrees.
That's Arkansas.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Sister Annie said, support Pro Clans bouncing the time. We trying, Sister Annie, because we gotta this girl right here, man. We gotta go support her because, you know, she does a good job over there, but she'll come and thump us on the head if we don't go over there. So we gotta go over there.
Let's go push it. Let's push it.
Let's see. Who else? Brother Wally's in the building. Shout out to Brother Wally. Brother Wally's in the building, man. Brother Wally's in the building. Good to see you, Brother Wally. All right, y'all. We're gonna get right to it, man, because we're gonna definitely support our sister over there. So, let's see. So let's get started, man. Let's get moving. Let's see. Let me see. What's my first one? Oh my God, Rico, have you ever invested in crypto, man?
Oh man, I heard about the news, but now I don't play with magic money.
Oh my God.
I don't play with that invisible money.
Ooh.
And I've been fighting with my son, who, I mean, he ain't invest no whole lot of nothing. But I just like, man, don't play with that. That's magic money. That's some white folk shit. And I ain't mad at them, but it's just like, I'm like, it's a Ponzi. Somebody gotta lose.
That's what I'm saying,
Somebody gotta lose. It ain't gonna be me.
It's not like trading company stocks where the company could go up or down, man.
Invisible shit. It's like, I'm gonna make up the Rico coin. I'm like, huh?
Right.
Nah,
right.
Miss me with that.
Right. All right, let me read this quick article, man. Let me see. Do I have
and read it fast.
Okay. All right. All right. The shock over FTC sudden collapse. Oh, wait.
FTX.
Could Sam Bankman-Fried go to prison for FTX disaster? because this dude had, I think he was running one of the backbones of
what he was running was the exchange.
Right.
People was exchanging cryptocurrency, exactly. But the problem was, I think his exchange wasn't backed. So you have some that are backed by traditional banks, but his wasn't. So basically, the support is invisible. It ain't nothing there.
Which was that was the whole premise behind this in the first place.
Well,
to get the bank, to have the banks out of the way.
Right now, I'm not going to. Let me just say this: I'm definitely not no crypto expert. I think the original cryptocurrency, what the hell was it called? It was some kind of coin, which is probably the most richest.
Bitcoin.
Maybe Bitcoin. I mean, that might be it. But the guy who started it, when we first started talking about this cryptocurrency, supposedly they said it was some Japanese guy, and his support, even though it wasn't backed by the banks, he basically had a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet somewhere. So like, oh, Clarence here, Rico here, Risa here, Jill here, Amy here. So he kept like this log. So the concept of it is they wanted to make, I guess, this currency where you didn't have to rely on the bank. Correct. But basically, if I come in and I buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoins, what the fuck is the mechanism for that to have a value and to be retained for us to change and exchange? So I think what it is what this guy is, and I think he made his was the third largest cryptocurrency exchange. And that motherfucker went bankrupt. Meaning so everybody wanted their money out, but he didn't have enough money to pay.
But there's not, because there's no money. There's no money. There's no money. There's nothing.
But dudes will be out here, and that's why I hate, like, in our community, they're like, oh, you gotta do crypto. And I'm like, but what happens for the black people who invest in it and lose everything?
Well, see, that's what's going to end up eventually happening. See, that like when you're
niggas see magic money, and it's magic money. It's not real,
right? And so, with the idea of crypto is you getting in before other people. Yeah, you get in early, just like a Ponzi scheme.
That's a Ponzi scheme. The early investors get paid, and the late investors get holes.
That's it. And all you doing is trying to wait until other people.
You gotta pray and don't go belly up before you get your shit.
But you gotta wait for the other people to overvalue nothing that you got, right? They overvalue it and they try to get involved with it and get your money back.
History is littered with schemes like this.
Correct.
Littered. If you look through all throughout history, you see scheme after scheme after scheme. And I'm not saying that it's just like, it's a risky thing. So the only thing I would tell to my black community is that don't invest in these things any more than you can afford to lose. Let them lose their shit. So like this white guy right here, he lost billions, but I guarantee you, he is not the only one. It's going to be a lot of them. He lost several $1 billion with a B.
32 billion.
With a B. Yeah. And some of it was value, some of it was real, but a lot of his investors lost as well. I just hope not too many of them look like us. I don't think so. I think most of them were white people he fucked over in hoes.
I wouldn't put no money in crypto unless it was like money you could take to the casino. Other than that, I wouldn't even, because that's basically what you're doing. You're betting on the fact that somebody else is going to see more value in the thing that you put your money in. It's no intrinsic value. Like if you invest in a stock, you know, the company could go up, the company could perform,
but there's a physical asset there.
That's my point. The company
you buy a piece of Disney, a piece of Toys R Us, a piece of Wendy's, McDonald's, whatever it is.
But the company could, I hear you, Rico, but what I'm saying, what I'm adding to that is that the company could perform. Not only do you own the asset, you can sell the asset right away, or you can hold on to it and it could perform, and you're going to make money off of the performance as well as just owning the asset. Whereas in the crypto, the only way you're going to make money is if other people value this. Other people value
crypto more than you do. Right.
Exactly. That's
it's
the only way you're going to make money.
That's the whole point. There is no asset with crypto. With crypto, there's no asset. It's just
I don't know,
zeros and ones. There's no asset there involved in crypto. And for me, it's like, okay, so this is some invisible shit.
Yeah, it's basically a 3-card money. Yeah. And whoever, it's musical chairs, right? And basically that's what it is, because when a situation like this happens, where this guy here, let me give you guys a short version. Like Rico said, this guy just was running one of the exchanges, and there was basically a run on the bank. There was basically everybody said all at once said, I want to pull my money out of crypto.
First nigga there got paid. The last one, if you oh Lord,
right. And it's like this. That's basically how it has to happen. Now I don't know, Sim. Sim is a smart dude, but I don't know, Sim. I wouldn't put no money into this unless it was money I had to like take to the casino to gamble. It's basically what you're doing is gambling.
I call it magic money. It's invisible. That shit go poof, and I certainly do not know enough about it, but and they're sitting there now. It's gotten so risky. The government is starting to talk about putting regulations, and that's where regulations come from. Regulations come from like, you motherfuckers is too stupid to protect yourself. So the government is not going to protect you to the point that I'm going to help you make money or not lose money. I'm trying to put in regulations to protect you enough that all you stupid motherfuckers don't end up broke and homeless and then on needing me. So they put regulations in where we're not going to let businesses go out here and just do just wildly stupid shit. So they put regulations on everything. They put and regulations. This is where regulations are needed, because people do stupid shit. But continue on.
Yeah, let me read a little bit of this article.
It's not insured any. That's the problem. There's no.
That's the thing.
It's not insured.
It's not insured.
There's no like.
That's the whole purpose about when they came up with this concept. It was supposed to be uninsured. Outside of the banks, outside of the federal government regulating everything.
And we do know our bank deposits are what you call FDIC insured, which is Federal Depository Insurance.
That's another privately owned company.
Yes, but however, it's backed by the government, where the federal government says for every account we will insure against losses up to, I think, like $250,000.
I think so.
I believe it's like, so if you have in your account up to $200,000, now anything above $250,000, you can lose. So if you got $1 million and that motherfucker go belly up, well, we're gonna give you the first $250,000. The other $750,000 you lost. So that's called FDIC insured. So that's somewhat of a benefit and better. But this crypto shit, they ain't backing it up. Not $1.
Wow.
Not $1. You fuck.
Yeah, if you lose, man, you lose.
Yeah.
Sim says, no, I'm not saying to put your money in. I'm just saying that you can chance your crypto coins and cash into crypto coins back into cash. Investment in the gamble regardless. Yeah, I agree with you, Sim. It's just that, man, you pretty much, to make a profit, have to wait for other people to come in and boost the value up by a lot of people buying into it, as opposed to you buying an asset that can on its own perform and then bring value on its own.
And I think it's too new right now. Crypto is still, people got to realize crypto's not that old. People act like crypto is 50 years old. I'm like, Crypto ain't that fucking old, brother. Black men and black women, let that shit. Don't be the beta. I always tell people, don't be the beta. Market. You know what the beta is? The beta is, okay, somebody come here, let's talk to the beta. Like, I want to test this on you niggas.
Yeah.
Hey, you the test, you the guinea pigs. Don't be the beta. Let white folk be the now you can win wildly if you the beta, but you can lose wildly if you the beta as well. Don't be the beta.
Just the way this game is structured, man, it's just like it's very rarely that it's just like 1% of the people gonna win and 99% of them gonna lose, man. I just think
and I'll tell you, in my experience, most good white business people will tell you, whether it's Warren Buffett or whoever will tell you, they will never be the beta on nothing. They'll be like, nope, let them let them go bugs, just that, whatever, and then we'll invest heavy later. Now get it, if you get into Facebook early and Google early. But you don't know, because here's the thing. People are like, oh, if I was there in Facebook and Google and stuff. I said, yeah, but guess what? When Facebook started, guess about all the other social media platforms that also started around that time that was ultimate fucking failures. And no one knew. Facebook started out on college campuses only. No one had the foresight to say that, oh, this is going to blow up all over the world. Because we had, at that time, who we had? Tom and MySpace. Yeah. MySpace should be the fucking Facebook today. They had it on lockdown. And that was where everybody was betting in.
That's another space that's getting hit hard, man. Facebook, man. I think they just laid off like 11,000 employees.
Twitter about to go belly up.
Holy smokes.
Did you hear about the shit with Elon Musk and the blue check mark?
Yeah.
They blew that shit up.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. But let me read this, man, real quick.
Go ahead.
The shock over FTX sudden collapse is turning into anger as it becomes clear that CEO Sam Bankman-Fried used customer funds from the exchange to plug losses in failing crypto empire. The question is now, what consequences for the one-time icon known to everyone as SBF? While there will be civil lawsuits as customers and investors try to recover what's left of FTX's assets, the Justice Department is also reported to be investigating, raising questions whether the agency will file criminal charges and whether SBF could see the inside of a prison cell. Even if the facts may seem damning on the surface, lawyers contacted for Fortune cited two potential obstacles to any criminal conviction, though ones prosecutors could likely overcome. The first is jurisdiction. Since FTX is an offshore business with headquarters in the Bahamas, and did not cater to Americans, defense lawyers could argue the actions of its executive would be beyond the reach of the U.S. law enforcement. The Justice Department, however, is good at finding a nexus linking overseas defendants to American shores. According to Randall Eliason, a former prosecutor who now teaches law at George Washington University, two other lawyers who spoke to Fortune echoed this view, saying it would be easy for prosecutors to find a nexus in the FTX case in the form of a tie between FTX and the U.S. banks, emails, stateside meetings, and other interactions. The second potential obstacle to a criminal prosecution comes in the form of intent. Swiftly, Eliason says that any conviction will turn on whether SBF was not only simply incompetent, but whether he deliberately deceived investors. Mismanaging your company and losing a bunch of other people's money is not criminal. It happens all the time. For a criminal case, there has to be deception, he said. Okay. Let me see. I want to see. This guy, man. So he was having losses, and he was taking the quote unquote money out of the company coffers and taking investor money and trying to plug the losses. Yikes. and just couldn't do it no more. Just couldn't do it no more.
That's Ponzi 101.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they take new money to pay off the
investment
early. That's Ponzi 101.
Man, shout out to New Growth coming in the building. Shout out to New Growth.
That's Ponzi 101.
Shout out to Don New Growth, Don GQ.
What was that show? Damn. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
No, it was a show they would come on and they would always talk about all of these Ponzi schemes, whether it's a religious leader, real estate. American Greed. Oh my God. That's all y'all gotta watch is American Greed. Man, do they be breaking that shit down, Clarence?
Yeah, that's my favorite show.
And what I'm trying to say is there are thousands of Ponzi schemes that's going on all over America today.
Yeah, these are just the ones they catch.
Like literally these are the people they catch. Literally right now. I'm like, and it was like, it's a Ponzi scheme. The federal government locking motherfuckers up left and right. So we hear about these big stories. I'm like, damn, car dealership. You selling products, all kinds of shit. And they're like, oh, there's no real building, there's no real this. The overseas Ponzi schemes coming into the U.S. because we Americans have this insatiable appetite to get rich quick.
Right.
So we are not just Americans. I'll be honest with you. It's all over the world. But the American market is the market of suckers because they like, oh, we coming to. So you take a Ponzi scheme and you take it to a poor country, your returns are going to be low. They're poor. You bring it to America and wealthy countries, and even though the risk is high, the return on investment is higher. Right. If I only get 10% of American suckers, that's more than 100% in a poor country. That's it. That's the magic. Go ahead, bro.
And they got and they got the money, man. They got the money. Yeah. Americans got the money to disposable income that it might be a while before you get caught.
And what my man say? Why'd you rob the banks?
That's where the money's at, right? Right?
That's it. Why'd you rob them banks?
That makes sense. All right, y'all. We're gonna move on, man. My advice about the crypto thing, man, is just leave it alone. Let it. I agree with Rico. Let it kind of wash out. Give some time to see how the people get paid. But I wouldn't even play with it unless I have money to gamble.
I go to casino, like you said.
Yeah, basically because I'm telling you, there's no. See, if you buy a stock in a company, at least that's an asset that can perform. It's independent of if other people think it's valuable or not. It can increase in value based on the performance of the company. That's value there. There's already value there, and then on top of that, other people can value the company and then want to put money into it and then increase the value of the stock on top of that. Whereas in crypto, there is no intrinsic value there. It's just the only value is other people valuing it. And if they value it more, then you can make a ton of money. And that's basically, you got to sit and wait for that. Or you could lose your shirt because people could just say, man, I don't want nothing to do with it. And when people start pulling out of it, next thing you know, you have a run on it, just like this situation with this dude, Sam Bankman, and you can't pay everybody. You just can't. There's no money to pay everybody because they don't have no reserves, right? Government regulators are going to make sure that people that do casinos or do even investments, they have some kind of reserve, right? Where they can pay people out of. These dudes ain't got no reserve. They got nothing. Government can't do nothing with them at this point. We shall see. We shall see. All right, y'all. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. We got another one that's really bad here, man. We got really bad here. The hit parade. Let's see. Former California officer charged with SEX assault. Ouch. A former California police officer is being charged with SEX assault and other crimes after misconduct allegations by multiple women spurred an internal affairs investigation at the Stockton Police Department. Man, what is up with the Bay? What's up with the Bay, man? Man, they got problems with law enforcement up there, man. Sacramento, California, a former California police officer has been charged with more than a dozen counts of SCS assault and other crimes and misconduct allegations by multiple people, spurred an internal investigation at the Stockton Police Department. Former Stockton Police Sergeant Nicholas Bloyd was arrested Wednesday morning, and charged with 15 counts, including assault while serving as an officer, forcible oral copulation, the pursuit of bribes, and prostitution. The San Joaquin County District Attorney's Office filed charges with Superior Court State of California. Officers have the ability to take your liberty, and when they threaten to use that power to force vulnerable victims to cooperate with their own devious purposes, it casts a long shadow over the entire profession, said Tori Verber Salazar, the county district attorney, in a statement Thursday. Lloyd is at the San Joaquin County Jail as of Thursday. His next scheduled court date is Monday. Lloyd, who is placed on administrative leave in May, has not been working for the police department since last month, said police spokesman Joe Silva. The department would not disclose results of its investigation or whether he was fired. Silva
all right,
declined.
let's push it on. We know all that little wiggle room. Another dirty cop.
Lloyd arrest. He is no longer with the department.
Another dirty cop is using his power to commit sex crimes against victims.
It's like but Rico, sometimes you got to see how they did it, man, so you can tell the people.
Well, tell us how he did it. I don't want to hear.
They're pulling people over or whatever.
But what I don't want to hear is the standard police union defense of these dirty motherfuckers, because they always do it. They're gonna defend him no matter what. So
that's their job.
And I don't want to hear about his background, because fuck his background. Because if it was a black guy, they would just be showing his mugshot. Just tell us how he did it. That's it. Here's a cop that got busted. Good. They got rid of him. Good. Tell us how he did it.
Okay, in one case,
all that is irrelevant.
Listen, Rico. In one case, a woman is alleging Lloyd pulled her vehicle over, later made her pose for photographs, and eventually had unprotected sex with her.
There you go. That's relevant.
What is going on in the Bay, man?
That's relevant. There you go.
Much grass up there. The other women too also alleged that he arped them while still with the police department. Said Dan Gillian, a lawyer representing the three women. The Associated Press generally does not name people who say they have been SS assaulted unless they come forward publicly. Okay, that's pretty much
right. Salute to you, brother Don GQ. I just am not trying to humanize these motherfuckers, because they don't humanize us when we commit crime. You know what I'm saying?
Humanize.
Well, I'm just saying it's like when when they write the article, they give all this background. Oh, he was a cop. He graduated. I don't care about all that shit. He committed a crime. When we get busted, that's fine. They don't humanize us. We are projected and presented as a lawbreaker, a breaker of the law. We committed ARPing or bank robbery or whatever. And I never hear any of the backstory about those people. So when it's a dirty ass cop, I don't want to hear about none of that shit he did. Fuck him. Treat him just like he a bank. Write this story about him like if he was an ARPer. If he was an ARPer and wasn't a police officer, all that extra shit wouldn't be in there. Is what I'm saying.
Well, see, that's us. We got to go through it and see what happens.
Right. I'm just asking you to skip over all the good shit, because at the end of the day, he's just an ARPer. Agreed? Is he anything? Agreed. Is he anything other than a black man that would jump out the bushes and ARP a woman? Because they did the same shit. He just did it with a badge and a gun.
Right.
That's all I just want him to be discussed the same way, because I can't stand either one of them. The nigga that jump out the bushes or the fucking dirty ass cop that do it with a badge. They both can go to hell as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Okay. All right, what we doing? What are we looking at on time? Ooh, man. We're not doing that bad. We're not doing that bad.
Right, okay. Well, let's speed it up.
All right, let's go. That was so you ladies out there, man, watch it when you're out there with those cops, man. Because you know when they start asking,
pull up to a lighted space, a lighted space if it's at nighttime. And I will also say when they try to pull you over, which they say by law, you have a right to pull over to a space where you see other people.
Yeah.
So they can be witnesses. But I'm not advising anybody to do anything to pull over where none of these ignorant motherfuckers. I'm gonna pull over where anyway because I know they ain't gonna hesitate to shoot my black ass. But so I'm not telling y'all not to do that. But
female.
No. I'm trying to begin to pick up. Yeah. No. I think we got to get that straight, man. Because I do that. I used to do that when they used to pull me over. I would drive all the way to the bus stop, and they would say, "Why you didn't pull over when we told you to pull over?" And I said, "Because I wanted everybody at this bus stop to see exactly what's going to happen." Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean. So they would get mad, give me the ticket or whatever, but. It is what it is. You're not gonna have me behind no liquor store nowhere, right?
That's the advice that I'm recommending to a woman.
Right. I'm looking into everybody.
Continue to do that. Yeah. Me, if it's myself or my sons, I'm a pull over wherever because I just don't think they're gonna hesitate to shoot my black ass because I'm a man.
They're going to shoot me in front of these people. That's what they're
going to do. I'm saying if I can get there, but I'm just sitting there saying, I don't know if I got to drive an additional 2 miles, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know. It's everybody do what you think is best.
Yeah, you do what you think is best.
Do what you think is best based on the circumstance and the situation. I would tell any woman, black, white, blue, or green, especially sisters, pull over where somebody can see you in the mall, in a grocery store, in a shopping center, wherever. Don't stop until you do. If you're a young black man,
I'm saying the same thing.
If you can make it, but them niggas, I don't know. Go ahead. Let's hear the doctor.
All right. So, can we rescue some black boys, Rico? Can we rescue some black boys? Let's rescue some black boys. Okay, this is a good doctor. We'll listen to about 10 minutes of the good doctor.
Let's go.
Teachers. We're also very concerned about female teachers. Remember, the exact percentage is 83% in the elementary grades. The number of black children in public schools, 17%. But black children are 41% of all the special ed children. Now, 17 doesn't equal 41. LD, learning disabled, EMR, educable mentally retarded, BD, behavior disorder. It gets worse. If a black child is going to be labeled special ed, 85% of the time it's going to be a black boy. Why is it not 50-50 black boy, black girl? Well, the reason may not be with just black children, Bill Moyers and Patrick Monahan. It may be up here at the top. It may be that female teachers may not know that boys are different than girls. You all didn't know that, didn't you? That boys are different than girls. I only want the women to answer. The men know they're different. I want to now hear the women to share with us what are some of the differences between boys and girls in the classroom. Because only when you know what the differences are can you then change your methodology to meet the needs of their learning styles. Yes?
Boys are generally more active, more inquisitive.
Okay, so boys are more active. What else?
They're more physical.
More physical. Okay, more aggressive. What else? Come on now, you all got the boys explain what they do.
I think. Okay.
Go ahead.
I think the boys are more egotistical.
Okay, so a large ego.
Large ego, and you have to
got a good group. Any others?
They're not quite as willing to please either as little girls.
Okay, okay, so less cooperative. And we just want to add a few more because of time. 3 and 4, we found the boys are more aggressive, are more athletically inclined, have a shorter attention span, a slower maturation rate, as you said, are less cooperative, are larger than the girls, influenced more by their peer group, more advanced gross motor than fine motor, not as neat as girls, are louder than girls, like wearing hats on their heads, have a different walk, have a larger ego, and last but not least, play the dozens more than girls. Do you know how many teachers, especially white teachers, white female teachers, don't know what the dozens are, don't know what signifying is? Now remember, we live in a world controlled by men. Males want to find out who's the best, or as they say, who's the baddest. Now, remember in school, the rule is you can't fight, but they still want to find out who's the best. They create a new game called dozens, signifying. It is a verbal word game of the most prized person in the Black community. Now, who is the most prized person in the Black community? Your mama. We're going to talk about your mama right now. I saw your mama on the railroad track, looked at her and said, ooh, get back. It's a verbal word game. Now, the game is designed, it's a verbal word game of the most prized person, your mama. Now, if you break down and start fighting, you getting kicked out of school, so I automatically win. If you break down and start crying, again, I automatically win. Now, before I go on, do you know how many Black boys have been suspended or placed in a special area because they were playing the dozens? Do you know how many teachers don't understand those same 2 Black boys who were playing the dozens, really getting down on each other's mamas, were the best of friends 2 seconds later? They didn't understand the culture. Now, don't misquote me. I'm not condoning the dozens nor Black English, but they both exist. And if you want to move a child from one to the other, it may not be what you say. It may be how you're saying it. In other words, Black English, first day of school, 5-year-old girl walked into your classroom, speaking what she heard, Black English. When you condemn the language, you've done more than condemn the language. You're now destroying the child's self-esteem. The language is legitimate, has different rules to it. It exists, legitimate rules to it. And if you want to move a child from Black English to standardized English, you don't condemn him. You make him feel good where he is. If you went on Albert, there's some skills to playing the dozens. I'm a former teacher, and I had some very good dozen players. There are some skills to playing the dozens. First of all, you have to have an expanding vocabulary. You have to have the ability to make words rhyme. You have to have quick thinking skills. You have to be comfortable with public speaking. And I knew that. So I used to tell Willie, my best student, Willie, if you were that good playing the dozens, making words rhyme, vocabulary, all alike, I want you to be the MC at all my programs. I want you in my drama department or my spelling bee team. In other words, I stroked him. I made him feel good where he was. And then he was willing to give me those skills in my classroom. But the real issue is, do we let these boys know we respect their culture? Because if you condemn it, they will fight you every step of the way. And you know what else they will do? They will also fight you in what we call the showdown. The showdown between Black boys and female teachers. You see, Black boys don't know when they're men. And Black men have not made it clear to them when they become men. So they think taking a female teacher one-on-one is going to make them a man, especially around 4th grade. From 4th grade on, they want to find out who's in charge of the class. It's called a showdown. There are numerous options in the showdown between a Black male and a wife and a female teacher. Showdown number 1. She says, sit down, very unassertively. Well, Willie may sit down, but it may be late on in the afternoon. Willie wins showdown number 1. Showdown number 2. She responds to Willie some of the time, but not all the time. She's inconsistent. Well, I believe Willie wins each one of those she does not respond to. Showdown number 3. She says, I'm going to suspend you or place you in special ed. Well, he may lose to the assistant principal or special ed placement, but he did not do what she said. He wins showdown number 3. Showdown number 4. She says very assertively, sit down now. You know how the good ones do it? They look at you. Strong eye contact. They look you back in line. And she wins showdown number 4. Showdown number 5. She responds to Willie each and every time. She's consistent. And she's winning each one of those showdowns. Then the last one, a friend of mine in Chicago told me she had a boy who thought he was so bad, he was not going to stand up. He was going to run to class sitting down. He's going to make her nervous. He's going to look at her and smile at her. So every time Audrey looked at him, he looked back and smiled. But then Audrey would look back with the same strength and smile. This went on all day long. Willie looked and smiled. Audrey would look back and smile. At the end of class, some of the words, Willie came to Audrey and said, okay, I understand that you are in charge of this class. But the reason is she's done 3 things well. She, first of all, loves him, and he knows that. She respects him, and he knows that. And she also respects his culture, and he knows that. Because of that, there is no showdown, because he knows that she is in charge of the class. What I'm getting at, to return back to this, if you know that boys have a shorter attention span, what should that do to your lesson? Make it shorter or make it more interesting? If you understand that boys are more advanced gross motor than fine motor, what should you allow more in your classroom? More hands-on learning activities. In other words, my point is, if you understand that boys have different learning styles, rather than taking them out of your class and put them in special ed, why don't you alter your learning styles, your methodology? But you know what's saying? Most principals know that 5% of their teachers make over 30% of the referrals. If that's the case, why remove the child? Why don't you remove the teacher? How is the child doing so well in 3rd grade with a good teacher and now labeled EMR in 4th grade? It may not be the child. It may be the teacher. It's really a shame we can't stay on this longer on learning styles. Hyperactivity, that's a value judgment. If you know what hyper is, God must have told you what normal is. Hyper is a value judgment. It may not be that blind boys are hyperactive. It may be the lesson plans are simply too slow. Think about that the next time you want to place a child in special ed. Some other issues. I want to wrap up with regards to what is the conspiracy to destroy black boys. I believe the conspiracy is made up of white male supremacy, institutional racism, lack of black male role models, the male socialization process, parental apathy and double standards, low teacher expectations, a female designed classroom, a distorted media, and an influential peer group. In terms of the question of what is the conspiracy, I know you can't take all those down the way I gave them to you, so please read the book. I won't repeat them again, but those are the major factors that make up what is the conspiracy to destroy black boys. Male supremacy, institutional racism, lack of male role models, male socialization process, parental apathy, raising their daughters and loving their sons, low teacher expectations, a female designed classroom, a distorted media, and an influential peer group. Now, what I want to begin to look at is what can the home do to stop the conspiracy to destroy black boys? It's not enough to describe it. Remember, the book is called Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. I want to look at it from the home, from the classroom, from the community, and then we'll give you the Donna Willie theory, or the Donna Cathy theory and the Eddie Willie theory. In terms of our home, in order to stop this conspiracy, we must first of all become aware. I believe the first way to solve any problem is to know the problem exists, to study. We have got to study more. And then we, especially women, have got to admit that boys need role models, especially male role models. And after we admit that, then we need to identify some male role models that will play that kind of position with our boys. And please don't lie to me and say you don't know any. In other words, on your block, in your extended family, where you work at, please don't say you don't know at least one positive black male. In other words, just because the biological father is not there, does not mean there's not some other black men available.
All right, y'all. That's the good doctor, man. Shout out to the good doctor, man. Shout out to the good doctor, man. Shout out to, we trying to save some black boys around here, y'all. Trying to save some black boys around here. Let me do a couple quick shout outs. Shout out to Southern Troll. Glad to have you in the building, sis. And of course, Lady Noboa representing the village over here. Shout out to you, Lady Noboa. Good to have you in the building, sis. Good to have you in the building. All right, y'all. That is a good doctor, Dr. Confuju. And we try to do at least 10 minutes every day, every Sunday on with the good doctor. And he reinforces my point. Now, I sound far away, Joe. I'm trying to do better. Maybe this is better, huh? Maybe my microphone is not working too good. All right, so the thing about it is that we've always said up here that third grade is that's where all of the stuff is gonna happen. That's where they start separating black boys from the rest of the class. And so 3rd grade, we need to start pushing not only athletics, but academics as well. Shout out, you know what I'm saying, to everybody. But, you know, we need to spend more time with our young black boys. Black girls, I think they have a bigger window where they can start catching on to things. And but the black boys, for some reason, they have an issue in the school. Now, I brought all of that the documentation here. I showed you guys the test scores. I showed you guys the U.S. test scores. I showed you guys that we separated it by race and gender, and black boys are at the last place. And it starts around 3rd grade. That's when they start slipping through the fingers of everybody. So we need to do that and step in there as black men. Sister Eddie says, I identify Brother Clarence, Brother Rico, New Growth, Bolo, Anthony-T-Biz, Von Eric, The Intellectual Soapbox, Be Easy, That Dude, Sir Harold Speak. Oh, thank you, Sister Eddie. Appreciate you. I don't know about Rico Young. Maybe we might have to revisit the list. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. Everybody on that list is very, very, very solid. Thank you, Sister Eddie. Appreciate you. All right, so that's Dr. Confuju. Okay, y'all. Man, did you guys know that there was a coup d'etat in America? Well, one of many, right? One of many coup d'etats in America, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and put that out there, man. Let's bring that up so that we can talk about this coup d'etat. All right, so the site we get all this stuff from is blackhistory.today. So you go there, they have all kind of Black history information, man. Shout out to Black History Today. .today. Go on over there and check them out. It's blackhistory.today, TODAY, and you can select a date or select a whatever, and you can start getting some information. Anyway, let's talk about the Wilmington, North Carolina coup d'etat of 1898. Okay, so what may have been the United States' only coup d'etat began on November 10th, 1898 in Wilmington, North Carolina. It is estimated that between 14 to 60 African Americans were killed, although the exact number may never be known. These are white folks with all their guns and everything, right? The violence continued for several days, with African Americans being forced to flee the city for their lives in the violence that occurred when up to 2,000 white men burned down the city and North Carolina's only African American newspaper, the Daily Record. These events occurred 2 days after an election that had placed a fusionist white mayor and a biracial city council in office. The organized mob removed the elected officials from office with assistance from the Wilmington Light Infantry, WLI, and the Federal Naval Reserves. Over 2,000 African Americans were permanently left Wilmington after the white mob's assault on them and its forcibly removing the biracial city government and replacing it with members of the segregationist 19th century Democratic Party. Prior to the coup d'etat, Wilmington had been North Carolina's largest and most progressive city with a majority African American population. There was a growing African American middle class that included many business owners as well as African American policemen and firemen. This tragic incident created a change in some of the progression that had occurred in the South with Reconstruction. Other areas around the country viewed Wilmington as a green light to clamp down and suppress African American political, business, and social freedoms. Okay, y'all. I want y'all to watch this movie. We're gonna watch this movie. It's only 10 minutes. We're gonna watch this video about the 1898 Wilmington riot.
Comfortably along the Cape Fear River of North Carolina, seems to have escaped the worst excesses of the Jim Crow years. Wilmington seemed to be a racially moderate city, a condition brought about by economic prosperity and a strong black and white middle class.
The best feeling among the races prevailed in Wilmington. The Negro and his white brother walked their beats on the police force. White and black committeemen sat down together in the same council. White and black teachers taught in the same school. David Fulton.
It was a booming place for African Americans. They simply felt as if they were making a contribution to society 33 years after they were freed through Emancipation Proclamation.
It was a prospering African-American community in the largest city of the state. They had attained some success in the middle classes. There was a growing mercantile class.
What happened was a number of blacks were able to transfer skills that they learned in slavery to private enterprise. On the plantation, there were blacksmiths, there were carpenters, they were teamsters. They had all these different skills that they learned in slavery, which they weren't being compensated for. But now they were able to take those skills and transfer them into business, and that's what happened.
That first generation out of slavery sort of bought the dream. They thought that they would get education, they would rise, they would be successful, and that kind of performance would prove their manhood and womanhood.
One successful Wilmington African American was Alex Manley, publisher of the Wilmington Daily Record, the only black daily newspaper in North Carolina.
He says his relationship with whites is good, and there's every reason to believe that. White merchants advertise extensively in the Daily Record, but he clearly sees the future place of black people as being full equality. There's no question about that. And he's constantly encouraging them to become equals economically, politically, socially, culturally.
There were many whites who were poverty-stricken, but there were many blacks who had very good-paying jobs. Of course, they had their carriages and their nice dress, and they would shop, and they felt as if they had come a long way, and they were beginning to feel themselves in a prideful sort of way, and I think to a degree in an arrogant sort of way. So there we had much tension created. How dare you think that you are so much better than I am?
It's partly economic competition, but it's also a grave concern that black people are beginning to feel the equals to white people.
White people became quite alarmed because if they were going to subjugate black people, they had to prove that no black person was capable of the things that these people were doing.
Blacks had attained a good deal of power in Wilmington in 1898. They were the majority of the population and of the voting population.
Many of the blacks at that time held elected positions and very prominent municipal positions. They were appointed by the Republicans. Most of the Republicans at that time were black.
Justices of the peace, aldermen, magistrates, firemen, public health workers, even though these might not appear to be very high prestige positions, at least they were examples to the black community and particularly to the youth of what black people could be.
Whites were fearful that the African Americans would begin to control the city of Wilmington since they were in the majority.
We have to look at two very basic issues. You have to look at politics and you have to look at economics. And whoever controls those two are in power. And it was all about power, about political power and economic power.
In the statewide and local elections of 1898, the Democratic Party, the party of white supremacy, was determined to end black political power in North Carolina.
It will be the meanest, vilest, dirtiest campaign since 1876. The slogan of the Democratic Party, from the mountains to the sea, will be but one word: nigger. Daniel Shank, Democrat.
They argue that only the Democrats can save North Carolina from what they call Negro rule.
Furnifold Simmons, who would go on to be a United States Senator, Charles Aycock, who would go on to be governor of North Carolina, and Josephus Daniels, who was editor of the Raleigh News and Observer. The three of them got together in a hotel and hatched a campaign that would talk about white women being endangered by black men holding office.
The white press portrayed blacks as monsters, representing them as an incubus, a mythical figure that raped women while they slept.
White women appeared in parades, on floats, in white dresses, holding up signs saying, "Protect us."
Manley's blood boils, and he dashes off his own editorial that conservative Black people in Wilmington considered to be a truth unwisely said. The crowning thing that hit the white psychic nerve center was the very last sentence of the editorial, where he says, if white men continue to initiate sex with Black women, sooner or later, white women are going to start to do the very same thing with Black men. And that was not the political thing to say. That just drove white men absolutely crazy.
A former Confederate officer, Alfred Waddell, called for violence.
We are resolved to change the conditions under which we live if we have to choke the Cape Fear River with carcasses.
White employers are threatening to fire Black employees who register to vote. So there's massive economic intimidation going on.
An organization of Black women urged Black men to vote or risk disgrace.
Every Negro who refuses to register this next Tuesday in order that he may vote, we shall make it our business to deal with him in a way that shall not be pleasant. He shall be branded as a white-livered coward who would sell his liberty.
Blacks meant to win by legal means, whites by any means.
We shall win tomorrow if we have to do it with guns. If we have not the votes to carry the election, we must carry it by force. If you find a Negro voting, tell him to leave the poll. If he refuses, kill him. Alfred Waddell.
Despite all the intimidation, many Black voters were turning out and were voting. So the word goes out from Democratic headquarters that if we can't intimidate the Black votes and get a majority that way, we will simply stuff the ballot boxes. And that's exactly what they do.
Every Black candidate in North Carolina was defeated. But in Wilmington, the political victory did not satisfy white anger. A mob set Manly's newspaper on fire, and every Black official was driven out of office.
They could not wait until it was time for the change of office to take place.
They decided to take control of everything.
It was basically a coup. They just took the offices away from the duly elected office holders.
So there are no longer any Black officials in Wilmington city government.
The coup was followed by a massacre.
Firing began, and it seemed like a mighty battle in wartime. They went on firing, it seemed, at every living Negro, poured volleys into fleeing men like sportsmen firing at rabbits in an open field. The shrieks and screams of children, of mothers and wives, caused the blood of the most inhuman person to creep. Men lay on the street, dead and dying, while members of their race walked by, unable to do them any good. Reverend Allen Cook.
They went after business owners. They went after voters. They went after doctors and Black lawyers. Those are the people they ran out of town because those are the people they saw as getting out of their place and therefore encouraging other Black people to get out of their places.
Despite the odds against them, some Blacks fought back. Others protested to the federal government.
Blacks from all over the United States wrote letters to the President of the United States, begging him to intervene and to stop the violence and the killing in Wilmington.
President William McKinley remained silent.
I think it showed that the national government had lost its commitment to protecting the civil and political rights of Blacks, especially in the South.
The destruction of Black political power in North Carolina unleashed a wave of racial discrimination, triumphantly announced in newspapers and printed on postcards. Facilities that were once integrated were now legally segregated. Public transportation and parks, restaurants and theaters, jobs and juries. The relative oasis that North Carolina had been for Blacks was now a desert of white supremacy.
Thank you, Southern Troll. All right, y'all can see that was hard to deal with, right? But you can already see that that was tough to deal with, but that was the truth, right? Just like we were telling our brother Magoda, man, that, hey, man, this is the truth. We got to deal with it, right? But am I still muted, y'all? I'm not muted anymore, am I? But you guys let me know if I am, right? You guys let me know if I am still muted. I don't think so. I'm looking at my board and looking at everything. Everything looks good. So, anyway, that was your Black History Minute, the coup d'etat of Wilmington, North Carolina in 1898, where, really the whites just went on a rampage, man, killing black people because their communities were doing so much better. That's the reality of that. Thanks, Sister Andy. Appreciate you. OG Patrice said, this is why the government owe us reparations. They allowed, permitted, sanctioned it, and made it a law to treat blacks so nefarious. You're right, Patrice. They owe us a lot. Whether they're going to give it to us, we don't know. Just got to keep swinging at it. Yeah, man. All right. We got to get out of here, y'all. That's your Black History Minute. Don't just take our word for it. Dig that, man. Get on over there to blackhistory.today and just learn something about your history, man. You know what I mean? They got something where you can see it by every day of the every day of the year. You can search stuff out by all kind of different ways, man. So shout out. What was the movie recently? I don't know what the movie. You know what the movie is, Risa? It was a movie about it. I don't know what it may have been. Rosewood. I don't know. But Rosewood was something similar, because what happens is they wouldn't let blacks do business with them, and we had to do business with each other, and it made us have a strong business community. And of course, they didn't like that, so they went around and just start killing people. Very vicious and savage way to get us. And then in the aftermath of that was intimidating us into the belief that thank you, Patrice. The intimidating us into this solo, I gotta get out for mine attitude, instead of, we in this together. We in this together, whether we want to believe it or not, we want to accept that or not. We're in this thing together. And what happens to one of us happens to all of us. You know what I mean? Yeah, there will be some hand-selected Negroes that are pushed out there to make it look like, if you ride with the program, everything's going to be great. But in reality, we need to build our own situation, because this situation with Kyrie Irving and Yeezy, that just showed the gaping hole, the elephant in the room, that black people, we need our own situation so that we can say the truth without having to worry about whether we're going to have our family be able to eat or not. All right, y'all. So that's the Black History Minute. Go check that out. Okay, so we got one more thing to do before we move on. Oh man, we a little behind. All right, we got one more thing, y'all, we got to do before we move on, and that is your job of the week, man. Your job of the week. All right, so this is the government job site. It's www.usajobs.gov. You can put in keywords. You can put whatever job you want to put in here. For example, let's just put truck driver in here, right? Let's just put truck driver. Okay. Put truck driver in here, and we see all these kind of jobs come up, right? Then you can sort by relevance, right? Closed day, open day, agency, department, location, right? Say by location, right? This is in Mississippi, Ohio, but see, you can go to the filters, and here's the filters right here, right? Open to the public. If you don't have any military experience, you want to hit open to the public. Then you can do whatever, right? Competitive services, accepted services, internal agency, It tells you how many jobs they got open to the public, right? 32 federal jobs open to the public, 16 armed forces jobs open to the public, additional paths 8 open to the public, right? Right. So we gotta actually look for what we want, and I'm just trying to show you that there is ways to get jobs, and you can put just city and state, right? Let's say I put Los Angeles in here, right? Los Angeles, California. What? Oh, 25 miles removed filter. Okay, so there's nothing found, no jobs in California, right, for truck drivers, right? But let me just take out truck driver. Let me just put that, right? Search. Now we're talking, right? Contract specialist is in Central California. This is where is this at? Anywhere in the U.S. But most of these places are they're going to be close to L.A., right? Because I put the location, right? I put location, and I put in my filters, I put that I wanted it to be what you call it, redefine my search. Okay, let's put this in here. But you guys get the idea. You guys get the idea. And jail list. Okay. Okay, here we go. There you go. Special offer. I mean, special agent. You guys get the idea. You can filter by whatever you want, right? All of these filters down here, you can filter by whatever you want. So that's the same, man. All right, so I just want to show you guys as many places you can go and get jobs. And most of these jobs are union jobs. They have pretty good benefits and stuff like this. And you use it to springboard into, your first gig. You know what I mean? All right, y'all, that is the job of the week. That's us just showing you how to use USA Jobs, where you can actually get a government job, a federal government job. And the main thing is click on here where it says open to the public. If you don't have any, if you have no military experience, you want to click open to the public. And that is what's going to give you, you can use, and there's even more filters, right? Within 25 miles, and remote jobs, work schedule, appointment types, security clearance, position sensitivity, travel percentage, mission critical. You know what I mean? They got a lot of different stuff, man. A lot of different stuff. All right, y'all. That is that. Okay. All right, now it's time to get to it. Okay. Troll said you better do everything right or you're gonna get a rejection letter. That's true. You're gonna get a rejection letter of anything out there. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Let's move the ball, sir.
Huh?
Let's move the ball.
We're moving it. It's a lot of information to get to, brother. All right, so now let us get to why we here, man. Why are we here, y'all? We want to start talking about conditional Negroes that have money, but their money is conditional to their behavior, right? That's basically what we're saying, right? So let us watch the situation about Kyrie Irving.
Following a suspension from the Brooklyn Nets, star player Kyrie Irving finally apologized for his social media post promoting an anti-Semitic movie. CBS News' Jenna DeAngelis went to the Barclays Center for fan reaction.
Jewish families and communities waking up to a long-awaited apology from Kyrie Irving, who posted to Instagram overnight, "I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize." This comes a week after the Nets player posted a link to an anti-Semitic film on social media, which earlier Thursday he refused to apologize for.
You said I didn't mean to cause any harm. Were you apologizing or did not?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
In a tweet, the Anti-Defamation League CEO called that news conference a debacle, also writing it could not in good conscience accept a donation Irving pledged to the nonprofit Wednesday. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, who is Jewish himself, condemned Irving's post, calling it a reckless decision. Prior to Irving's apology, the Nets announced he would be suspended for at least 5 games without pay. That's until he, quote, satisfies a series of objective remedial measures that address the harmful impact of his conduct.
I'm Jewish, so I take big offense to his posting.
Nets fan Rick Eisman wants to see action from Irving.
Words are one thing, coming together with the Jewish community is another.
He's among the mixed reaction outside the Barclays Center this morning.
They bullied him and apologized.
Anybody would be apologetic if, they're being suspended from their career and their love and their passion, right? And of course, if it affects people, if people are hurt by it, if people are, emotionally upset about it. I don't think that was his intention.
In his latest post, Irving wrote, I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters. Going on to add that he is learning from this unfortunate event. Jenna DeAngelis, CBS 2 News.
No sound. Clarence, no sound.
All right, y'all. Thank
All right,
you.
there you go.
All right, y'all. Let's put the link out there. Let's let's put the link out there. Let's see what you guys think about that. What do you guys think? Should Kyrie Irving have apologized for his behavior? And what behavior did he apologize for? And what's going on? What do you think, Rico? What's going on, man?
Personally, I think he should have just shut the fuck. Well, it's hard for me to talk about Kyrie because, again, I don't really think he did anything but through ignorance reposted a link that he said a couple of times about a movie he didn't watch. So, I mean, it's hard for me to be hard on Kyrie, but I will say this, is if I'm hard on Kyrie, I'm hard on Kyrie not because of this instance, but because he has a track record of shit. Me and you talked a dozen times about it, Clarence, that we got a son. We got sons just like Kyrie. We're literally, it's like, man, I'm tired of your ass doing shit. So I'm not offended about Kyrie about this. I'm offended about Kyrie about the accumulation of shit that he's consistently done that's been reckless and irresponsible. That's it. I don't think Kyrie is anti-Semitic. I don't think he said anything bad about Jewish people. I think he just don't know how to shut the fuck up. I just do. I just think he just has a long history of saying problematic things because he just likes to talk too damn much. And while he may have a right, we all have the right to free speech, but with great power comes great responsibility. And that's the part that I think a lot of these people are losing. They're losing okay, I have a voice. My voice can never match Kyrie's or Kanye. If I thought my voice had the same reach that theirs did, I would be 1,000 times more responsible about what I say because it had such a reach. We sit here, we got 600 and something subs. I don't feel like nothing I say is just that fucking powerful. I just don't. But if I thought I had 1 million or 6 million subs, I'd be like, I'm going to pump the brakes about it. So again, I don't think Kyrie said anything problematic. I just think that cumulative over a period of time when we go back to the flat earth shit, the COVID vaccine shit, the Alex Jones shit. I look at the history of what he said, and I'm just like, Kyrie, come on, bruh. You ain't got to speak about everything and shut the fuck up sometimes. And he just won't, but that's his right. But it's like, hey, that's how I feel. It's just Joe Citizen. But do you rock out with your cock out? I don't give a fuck. But don't come to me crying about, oh, why they didn't, motherfucker, because as a citizen, I can say you sound stupid. That's it.
Yeah, you can sound stupid. I'll give you that. You can sound stupid, but do you think that just because, like, for example, well, let's say it like this. Let me say it like this. Kyrie Irving is not the producer of this movie. Kyrie Irving is not the distributor of this movie. Kyrie Irving is not the one that's making a profit off this movie. All he did was tweet it out, right? There's a company called Amazon Prime. And let me help you. Let me help some of our Jewish friends, man. Let me help some of our Jewish friends, because some of our Jewish friends may not know where Amazon is located. So because I know, see, the other day they wore these fight anti-Semitism shirts for Kyrie, right? when he came back to play in New Jersey, right? So for all of y'all that want to wear those fight anti-Semitism shirts, here's where you can start. Here's the place that's actually getting the money. This is the headquarters of Amazon in Seattle, right? In I believe it's Seattle, Washington. Where is it? I believe it's in Seattle, because they got two headquarters. I believe one of them is I'm sorry. Okay, the headquarters, yeah, Seattle, Washington, and then Arlington, Virginia, right? Those two places you guys can go and get the what do you call that? The protest started, right? I mean, if you're gonna wear these shirts for Kyrie and he's not even the producer of the movie, what are they gonna do for Amazon Prime? Because obviously we need to be seeing we should be seeing on the news that our Jewish friends are walking around and protesting Amazon Prime, right? But I had a Jewish fellow over here. Shout out to Vagoda. He said that the reason why our Jewish friends are not going after Amazon is because they are big fish. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means in particular. But he tried to explain it, but I never could catch the meaning of that. But I guess they have a reason why they're not going after Amazon Prime. Let me bring Patrice in here. Patrice, can you hear us? I don't think Patrice ain't got a good setup. Risa said he said that he didn't say anything, but he was sorry for the post. Yeah, that's why I figured that. But Risa, why should he be sorry for the post? Why should he be sorry for putting out the information, right? They have a channel here called American Heroes Channel, right? And on that channel, they constantly are showing movies with Hitler in them, right? Yet there's no outcry, there's no backlash, there's nothing for American Heroes at channel, and I don't understand why that is. We tried to get Vagoda to explain it, right? He didn't do too good of a job on that. Sister Annie says Captain Tazariak of Cross the Line Radio interviewed the maker of the movie. He said the movie went through all the appropriate reviews of Amazon. Of course, I'm sure. Man,
what I missed, Clarence? I'm sorry. I take a phone call.
I was saying that if our Jewish friends are so upset with Kyrie, why are they not in front of
Amazon?
Prime?
Yeah, I think they should. I agree. I do agree. Sitting back, looking at, I thought I saw somewhere. I'm not positive. I thought Amazon took it down. I don't know. I don't know. I want to look at the most recent. I thought I saw somewhere. I could be completely mistaken. So I do agree that that's a valid point of view. If they're upset about him promoting the movie, then they should be upset about Amazon having the movie on their platform.
They have the movie and the book up there.
Yeah. And I think that that outrage should be. But again, I don't know what's in the book or the movie. As far as I'm concerned, it could be truth telling or whatever. I ain't watched or read it, so I can't get mad at Kyrie about promoting a book or a movie that I didn't read. I don't know what's in there.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, Patricia.
You don't have a whole lot of time to be up here, so I just wanted to get my piece. I know I was having problems in the beginning, but no, I'm still waiting on exactly what they offended about. Are they offended? Because he didn't say anything as far as like speak anything anti-Semitic. So what I think it was the Post in general, just posting the link to the movie, telling people to watch a movie. So then when the movie came out, the Holocaust movie came out about what's his name? God, jeez, I can't think of the man's name. The German guy, what's his? Oh, Jesus.
Schindler's List?
Yeah. Why they didn't I don't understand. It is only, they're only trying to do this to Black men, and it's a form of emasculation and a form of trying to butt break them in front of everyone, especially us. It's just another modern day version of a butt breaking to try to make a Black man seem inferior to them continuously, and to divide us as a community, because some people is like, yeah, you shouldn't have did that. But what did he do actually except post a link to a movie saying, check this movie out, or I may check this movie out, you should. So Schindler's List and all of the other movies about Adolf Hitler and Nazis and the nefariousness that they did to that community, why are all of a sudden now, it's a problem and a sensitivity with that community because somebody posted a link saying to watch the movie? That's the thing for me that I'm side-eyeing when it comes to, you want to pick and choose who you want to censor and cancel. And it's dividing us as a culture and as a people. You know what I mean? I listen, saying nefarious stuff, dumb stuff, stupid stuff, ignorant stuff. Yeah, we can call people out on it, but are we gonna pick and choose who we choose to censor and cancel?
Well,
and it's more conversation between us about Kyrie than it is about what was done to us with Joe Rogan. See, that's for me. Like, no, where was all the smoke for him? We had a few Black people speak out on it, but like, where was all the smoke? And that's where we fall short, because that community stick together when it comes to censoring and canceling and butt breaking and trying to say, no, you ain't gonna treat us or say what you want to say about us because we gonna show you. We don't do that though. Well, it didn't happen to me, so I ain't gonna worry about it. That's that old step and fetch it mentality. You know what I mean? I'm just sick of. I'm really so sick of how it is a one-sidedness when it comes to us as opposed to other races of people. You know what I mean? I really am, and this is the thing for me, that saying how we allow other races of people to come in and tell us who our leaders should be, tell us who we need to censor and cancel in our own community. We allow that shit. We allow it. We acquiesce into it. Well, it wasn't me, so it wasn't me and mine, so I ain't gonna work. Like, that's exactly why we are nowhere. That mindset and that attitude. Now, I'm not saying if you feel like when Kyrie said the world was flat, okay, look, you need to get educated, do your research because you're talking crazy now, whatever, right? But when it comes to the bottom line for us, that's where we fall short. And that in and of itself is a problem in our community. And that's why we will never, and I mean never, gain any traction to ever come together to have any type of real power politically or economically. And that's where we're dying. That's where we on life support and relationships. That's where we're dying and on life support at as a community and as a culture.
All right, let me just show y'all something real quick because Rico's got a question for you, Patrice. All right, you see the results. I'm looking at this is Amazon Prime and the results for H2N, Heroes to Negros. That is, it was $12. Now it's down to $11 to rent, right? Right under that, you can also rent Hitler's Bodyguard. How about that? I wonder if there's any backlash for this. But while you guys are talking, I'm going to look and see if anybody's retweeting this. But
well,
yeah,
you already know it's not broke, Lance. It's not. Amazon going to keep that up and keep making money and benefiting economically off of it. And that community is not going to go at Amazon or Jeff Bezos. Do you know why? I think we really know why.
Why?
We really know why. Do the research on that family, right? Do the research. It's not just that because he's a big fish. You know, when it comes to sticking together with your skin folk, that's what they do. We don't. We don't. And that therein lies the problem.
We don't what? What you said, Patrice? We don't.
No, I'm saying, you know, right. No, I'm saying like, you know, we know in our community we got some, you know, Ye and Kyrie, whether people have not liked or agreed with what they said or not, that's one thing. But to censor and cancel someone, that's a whole nother level of, you know, stopping the bag. And we always want to say we unapologetically Black and unapologetically this and unapologetically that, yet we are made to apologize. So how unapologetically Black are we?
Yeah, that's a good question. Rico, you had a question for Patrice?
Yeah, I mean, I got a question for anybody and everybody, and I'll say this. Okay. I think the comparison to Joe Rogan, which I told you, Clarence, earlier, is off for one reason and one reason only. Joe Rogan used the N-word, and his ass should have been canceled for it. However, unless I'm mistaken, when Joe Rogan was called out about using the N-word, what did Joe Rogan immediately do? That motherfucker apologized
gave us some BS apology.
Excuse me, Patrice, let me finish, Patrice.
Fake tears, fake apology.
Patrice, it might be fake. I'm not saying it was real, but I'm saying he fucking did it. He cried and he apologized. Do I believe he was authentic? No, I do not. But he did. And what I'm saying is Kanye and Kyrie refuse to do so. So if they're going to be unapologetic, that's fine. I don't think Kyrie said anything wrong. However, then you have to accept the consequences that come with it. Joe Rogan, who sat there and used the N-word and called us monkeys and all other kinds of stupid shit, when he got called out, he cried and said, "I'm sorry." And you know what? Just last night, Dave Chappelle did a skit on SNL, and he told Kanye and Kyrie how to fucking apologize and just to come out and say it. They didn't, because both of them lay in bed with the same Jews that they claim that they're fighting against. They laid in bed with these motherfuckers to make themselves wealthy. So to pretend like now they're unapologetically Black and they're doing it for us, I don't buy that bullshit. They're doing it for themselves. I'm not saying what they said wasn't right. I agree with what they're saying. But them niggas ain't tell me nothing that I ain't known my whole fucking life. Kanye or Kyrie didn't have to get in bed with the Jews to become rich to tell me this shit. They did it for themselves. All I'm saying is, as I told Clarence, If you want to be a martyr, go over there and join the nation. Because the minister Farrakhan, who Kanye also threw under the bus, has been doing it for 60 fucking years. And he wasn't enriching himself while he was doing it for black people. The minister did it at great cost. But Kanye got mad about what the minister said about him. All I'm just saying is this. I agree with what they're saying. I don't agree with their fucking motives. Kanye on this apology tour, $1.5 billion less. But once he get back up, he was with a bunch of fucking white women before, he gonna be with them afterwards. All I'm saying is, yes, black people, we got to sit there and fight the fight. We got to pick better fucking heroes. Kanye and Kyrie ain't no motherfucking hero of mine. I'm not.
Ain't nobody trying to make them a hero. Ain't nobody trying to make them. We just trying to say they're black men in America, whether they wealthy or whatever. They're still black men in America, though.
I get that,
and are we gonna listen? And are we gonna continue to have them have that type of power over us? That every time we say something they don't like, we get butt broken.
Were they black
like? Are we
men
gonna continue to fall for that? And then nobody listen. Kanye did not throw the minister under the bus, so I don't even know what you're talking about when it comes to that.
No, Sister Patrice.
What did he do?
Exception to what the minister said about him. He did. It's
what?
all documented. It's all on video. All what? If he's a black man today, he was a black man when he was doing that white lives matter shit.
Wait, what did he do? Say that again.
He took exception to what the minister said because the minister was.
What do you mean took exception? If he took exception, that means
took exception, and he said, "I'm not bowing down to nobody but God." And just that he didn't. He took it as a slight. What the minister Farrakhan said about him. All that's out there.
I did not see that. I don't see that. I don't see that as a slight. I don't see that as a slight of throwing him under the bus. I don't see that.
Kanye said he took it as a slight what Minister Farrakhan said about him. I don't even know what Minister Farrakhan, but other than Minister Farrakhan was saying,
please, where can I find that? Because that is not what
it hit my algorithm. Is all I'm saying. It hit my algorithm. I saw, and all I'm sitting there saying is, from my mind, I'm not. The bottom line: if they're black men today, they were black men yesterday. Was Kanye behaving
right? And nobody said they were. Nobody said they were leaders yesterday, and nobody's saying they're leaders today because they're fighting for something. It doesn't make you a leader. It makes you a black man or woman in America that's fighting for something.
But what are they fighting for? But themselves. Is what the question I'm asking.
It was done to them.
Is Kanye?
Are they not supposed? It was done to them. It was done to them, bro, Rico.
No, he's fighting for himself.
Okay, and if it's done to Rico, if it's done to them, and we sit and watch it happen, and we don't say or do anything, are we not vulnerable for it to happen to be done to us as well? Is that what you're telling me?
If I got better discernment and better judgment to sit there, if I got better discernment and better judgment than to play in the fucking traffic, I'm not gonna get upset because you chose to play in traffic and you got ran over by a fucking bus. I'm not gonna sit there and go, why didn't they stop? I'm like, why the fuck is they playing in the street?
But to censor and want to cancel only black
No,
people,
I don't say, but Patrice,
are you saying that just because this happened, that they are facing a fire, that we should not look at that as a culture and a community to see how vulnerable it continues to make us as a whole?
No, I think a whole lot of motherfuckers need to be censored and
because it's saying y'all need to stay in line and we gonna still hold this power over you all the same way we've been doing for over 400 years. Do you not see that?
To me, in these instances, I see two Negroes who were doing for self, meaning a community of one, not a community of everybody. They were doing for self. They were aspiring to place themselves above all. And when the shit got snatched from underneath their ass, Like
but Rico,
a lot of
they dump for others and they dump for the community. What did Kanye give to George Floyd and his family and Breonna Taylor? What did Kyrie give to a community? So come on, don't just say that.
I really don't care.
But you should, because you're sitting here saying that they only for self, and that's not true.
They're not going to sit there. If in fact you want me to believe that they were for the Black community so right now we're doing this whole we're putting them in the space of the Nelson Mandelas, the Louis Farrakhan.
No. Stop it. Now you got nobody is saying that, bro. Nobody is saying they on that level. Nobody. Just because they're fighting for themselves for something doesn't make them on that pinnacle of the Kings and the Malcolms. We're not saying that.
This is what I'm saying is this is the thing that get me, like, whether it's OJ. Let me take OJ, right? OJ wasn't black till they locked that nigga up. Then everybody want to do free OJ. And that's all I'm sitting there saying is that
everybody didn't take free OJ. That's not true. Just like everybody ain't saying Kanye and Kyrie is wrong or right. It's not everybody.
I don't think they're wrong. I think their interest is self. I think just as soon as if I could snap my finger tomorrow and Kanye could be back with Balenciaga, Adidas, Gap, and all the other ones, he'd be right back to wearing the White Lives Matter. It would literally change overnight because that's literally that's who we're talking about, where he came from. He didn't come from anything else. He came from all of these fashion houses and so on and so forth that he deigned and desired and could not live without. That's what he's broken about. He's broken about the fact that the white zaddy said, I'm not fucking with you no more, nigga.
No, he not.
Yes,
Stop
he
it.
is.
He was already having problems with them trying to take control of his creation, his idea, his branding, and all of that. That's where the problem started. And then when he wanted to branch out and do his own and say, I'm done with y'all trying to control my narrative of my brand, that's when the problem came. So it's
the
not
bottom line is Kanye wants the validation of fucking white people. Period. Everything he ever ascribed to was to get their validation, their approval, their acceptance.
When you're in business on the level of him and Kyrie, who controls that narrative? Because we damn sure don't.
We all know that.
They paid them very well. They became very wealthy. But then it also becomes a part of, because I made you very wealthy, now I want to own you. Do you see that?
Please, you know from being in the music industry, yes, they paid them well. But I'm sitting there saying this, that's nothing new. Why are we acting like all of a sudden there's not a fucking single word that came out of Kyrie or Kanye's mouth that black people have not been saying since the 1910s?
Exactly, but bro Rico, it doesn't make it right because it's been going on that long.
It doesn't have to make it right, but if you decide to lay in the bed with what they tell us, if you decide to lay down with dogs, you can't get upset that you get up with fleas. It's just a part of it. So he can't
Rico,
come to me with this.
I understand your stance in that, but I'm saying now listen, it's no more than when King realized that he assimilated our people into a burning house. It was like once you come to the realization of something that you meant wholeheartedly to be right for, and you realize that it was a big mistake.
But
now you find the right to wrong
in the conversation. If you know going into it, I am dealing with the devil, you can't play the victim. You knew who you were dancing with. It's not, Kanye's not going to tell me. I mean, first of all, I listened to the video, the interview. First of all, I'm like, they sacrificed his mother. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to touch that. But then he started bringing everybody else into it. They sacrificed Bill Cosby's son. They sacrificed Michael Jordan's father.
Where's this at?
This is all on the video he did in the car, in the fucking garage, sounding more fucking crazy.
Okay,
And
I
I'm
want to
like,
see that.
y'all can defend that shit to the end
I
of
can't
time.
speak on what I don't know. I have to watch that video.
I'm just saying,
Just
this
like
hit
I
my
have to watch
algorithm,
that movie, right?
video.
I do want to watch the movie because I'm curious as to what everybody's saying is so anti-Semitic in the movie. So once I watch the movie, I would like to get my analysis on what if I thought it was anti-Semitic or not, because let's be real, how many movies and documentaries have they done about us with slavery and watched our butt break and watched our grape and watch our beatings, watch even on television, watch how they sold our children. All of that was in movies, including Roots and other movies that our white counterparts did. So did we say that was racist? Did we say that was racist?
But at
So,
no point in
again,
time did I say Kanye or Kyrie was anti-Semitic. I said that I don't have a problem with Kyrie fucking posting the link. I said my problem with Kyrie is the cumulative effect. Because as me and Clarence discussed, having children like them is the fact that where I would tell my son, like, you got in trouble Monday. You got in trouble Tuesday. You got in trouble. So even when Thursday or Friday came along when you wasn't wrong, we're so exhausted. You're so exhausted.
Okay, if you exhausted about some stuff that Kyrie and Kanye is saying, be exhausted about that. Don't make it about that what these people are trying to do to him.
No,
because
I'm
that's
not
what
making it about
you're
what they're trying to
internalizing that and making it about that, bro. When at the end of the day, I could be mad at my child for doing something stupid, ignorant, crazy, nefarious, and I could punish him. But I ain't finna sit and let nobody else punish him, censor him, cancel him. And I'm like, no. This man over here. Let us take care of ours like y'all take care of y'all's. And that's the bottom line right there.
Let's do this pretend, okay? Bro Clarence always talk about why we in fucking last place. Why we in last place? Because I do think it's both things. I think we can do to the point where we can defend our children or our people. And I think sometimes we can defend them too motherfucking much. When it's even at the detriment to ourselves. I will never say black on black crime. But I know it fucking exists. I will never say that shit. But I will never be so blind to believe that black people don't
But we know there's white on white crime, Hispanic on Hispanic crime, Asian on Asian crime. But we allow us and other people to label us too much, bro. We
I'm not disagreeing.
And for us to accept the fact, oh God, look at all this black on black crime, like there is not any other race on race crime. But we allow ourselves and other people to speak like that about us.
Oh, because they black, I'm in utopia. I'm not going to go out the door and believe that dumb shit.
I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying is we can do both things. We can sit there and say that, look, we can hold ourselves accountable to the shit that we doing wrong and not make an excuse for every fucking time we get
okay, then let's hold Kyrie and Ye accountable to the things that they have said, not the fact that what the community is trying to do to them, bro. That's the difference.
I'm not riding with that shit. That shit is stupid that they said to me. To me, as a singular black man, that shit that they said is fucking stupid, it's harmful, it's irresponsible. And I'm not riding for it.
And I'm not saying that they haven't said anything that's not irresponsible, but is it worth censoring and canceling them over? That is the question.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow, bro.
Absolutely,
wow.
Yes. And it's not because they black. It's because they're fucking irresponsible with their speech. They could be white. They could be Asian.
I got your answer. I got your answer. That is your answer.
If you're irresponsible with your speech, I believe, as I said before, in cancel culture. I'll cancel I'll cancel Clarence ass. I'll cancel anybody that
you can do that on an individual basis, but you cannot. You're trying to get everybody in a whole freaking race of people business.
No, it's not about race. It's about responsibility.
Patrice,
bro.
Rico, Patrice, hold on 1 second, because we got some information that just came to me. This is our total for the backpacks. All right. But wait a minute, y'all. It's not right. I gotta fix this total. Let me fix this total for y'all to let y'all know what we got raised so far. Thanks to our beloved sister Jill. That's your new total right there. $3,010. Shout out to Sister Jill. I didn't see it. It just came through. Thank you, Sister Jill. Appreciate you. Let me put you in my book. All right, y'all. Yeah, I want to get back to the verbal knowledge.
But Rico, I think all of the fussing and fighting and whatever that you've been doing, I think you should have just went on and just said you want these brothers to be censored and canceled. I think you should have just said that bottom line instead of beating around the bush. Just say it.
Patrice, I feel like, and I've told Clarence this before, I feel like a whole lot of people need to be canceled. Not just these two brothers. I believe that motherfucker Donald Trump need to be canceled. I believe, let me say, I believe as many, if not more, white people need to be, all these motherfuckers need to go away. If I could put them all in a bag and throw them in the fucking
Cause they say something you don't like and agree with. Cause they say something you don't like and agree with, and you find it egregious or whatever.
I don't
want. When we're talking about the freedom of speech, when we live in a country where they are trying to take that away and dictate us to us and control us by what we say. Come on, bro.
I don't believe freedom of speech is free. I believe people have fought and died.
I'm not saying you shouldn't pay for something if you say it, like if you're defaming someone or something, or you trying to destroy their character. Yes, there's lawsuits and things like that for that. But I'm talking, and if it comes to that, then that is what it is. But bro, we talking about literally canceling someone's career, stopping them from getting to see their families, stopping them from having a voice, and censoring what they say and how they say it just because you don't agree with it.
Okay, let me give you an additional example, right? Everybody likes to go to the Holocaust and the Jews and this, that, whatever, right? And everybody loved to go, because Hitler had freedom of speech. His speech led to the genocide of 6 million Jews in Europe. Do we agree with that? It started with speech. Can we agree with that?
What was said about them?
The Holocaust began with speech. It didn't begin with them rounding people up. It began with speech, right or wrong?
Of course.
Okay, that's in World War II. Now we're going, because that's old. So for the young folk, that's old. Let's go to Rwanda. That's on the continent of Africa. That was black on black. And the Hutus genocide of over 1 million Tutsis over the fucking radio with speech. Calling them cockroaches. No, look up your history, folks. Look up your history. Bill Clinton was the president, and the Western world stood by while that language led to the fucking destruction of over 1 million African Tutsis. That wasn't in World War II. That was during the 80s. Language can kill. Whether we want to own that shit or not, all over the globe. There are other examples.
You still there? Can you guys hear me? Because I can't hear you anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what happened. I can't hear Rico.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, bro. I don't hear Rico anymore. I don't know.
All I'm saying is we're in a space where I think in America, we got too much motherfucking free speech. We have too much.
Wait.
We just do.
Rico.
Yes.
So what?
Look up Rwanda.
Okay, I will. And I know very little about Rwanda. I remember when that happened, but I will have to look up more into the whole Rwanda. But again, I get it. And it always does, right? But there is always this leader that is gets out of control and wants to play God. And when it comes to things like that, where you're actually when you're actually murking other people because of it, you want to control and want to play God and you want to dominate. That's different. That's different for me saying something that you don't agree with in life. I'm not trying to cause you bodily harm because I said you got a bald head or something. Like you might not like that, and you might think it's whatever, but like, and you may speak on that. But should I be censored? Should I be canceled because I said something you don't like and agree with? If we live in a world where you are taking our First Amendment right to do that, that is where the dictatorship and the problem comes in. And that is what's trying to be controlled right now. That's what I'm saying.
All I'm saying is to speak an unpopular opinion is one thing, and I get that. I'm not trying to take away anybody's right to speak an unpopular opinion, but to speak in language that can lead to harm. That's what I'm talking about. Speaking in a language that
something they said can lead to the harm of somebody.
Almost anything. That's why I think more thought needs to go into what people say, because to be honest with you, you can say something and in your mind you be like, well, I didn't think it would hurt anybody. But when you speak language, oh, they're rapists or this, that, whatever, right? Other people can hear what you say and take it and turn it another way. And of course, the obvious thing is people sit back and say, well, I didn't tell them. No, you didn't tell them to do that. But if you are ginning up to feel a particular way about someone else, and then they take what you said and they take it and turn it into action, I don't think you can sit there and completely wash your hands away from it. So people do that. So, people even do it in the name of the Bible. I'm not a religious person. People sit there and say, and the Bible said just that, whatever. And then that's why like abortion clinics were being blown up. People committed violence in the name of the Bible. Because when these motherfuckers was out here blowing up abortion clinics and killing abortion doctors,
but that's lines that are being crossed. That is a whole nother line that is being crossed. It's a difference than you standing out there protesting and speaking on what you believe as opposed to causing somebody bodily harm. Anybody got a right to protest, to stand out there, march, assimilate, and speak out of their mouth. You might not like it, but that is their right. When you cross that line where you want to cause me bodily harm because of a choice that I made that you don't like, that's a whole different story right there. But
if they do that based on the rhetoric or the language that they hear from another. So in other words, I'm sitting around in my basement and I'm listening to all you this regurgitated shit, and I decide, hey, I heard something Patrice said. Yeah, she's right. Oh, they killing all these innocent babies. I'm going to go and I'm going to kill bro Clarence. Because I'm listening to the things you said, and not that you didn't have a right to say it, but did you say it responsibly? Like, they're not saying, oh, I don't believe in, taking of the unborn, but I also don't believe in murder. You know what I'm saying? They're sitting there calling, literally, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to put it in the abortion context, they're calling abortion doctors baby killers. You can't tell me you can't draw a straight line because you say, oh, these abortion doctors are baby killers, that someone who act on that, oh, they're out there killing babies. You can't, that's what I'm sitting there saying. Is language does matter. And as Black people, we have got to understand that. And I'm not taking away anybody's First Amendment. You can say that if you want to. If you
saying that they need to be canceled, if you saying those two brothers need to be canceled, you are.
I'm saying
you're taking their voice away and you're trying to shut them up and censor them and say they need to go away and never make another dime. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that other people have a right.
Hold on, Rico, hold on. Patrice, you got an hour and a half before you come up, right?
No, I'm getting ready to go. I'm gonna let New Growth cook because I gotta get ready for my show in about 20 minutes.
I tell you, girl.
So I just get so passionate about this. I love my brother Rico, but I'm glad he finally admitted the truth and he want them two brothers canceled. And I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. I'm sorry to hear that he's saying that about the brothers. I don't like a lot of things they said either. And I think they needed to definitely be checked on it, schooled on it, researched on it. But I'm not finna sit here and say that you need to absolutely cancel these brothers where they can't no longer gain wealth, feed their families continuously, or do whatever it is in life that they have a right to do that God given, just because they said something that I don't like or hurt my feelings or whatever. I'm saying I'm not going to censor them. I'm not going to cancel them. I don't think that what they did or said was that bad enough for that to be, because we have heard words in some of our own people and other people that have said things about us. And are we over there on their platforms pitching a bitch about what's said about us and saying, you need to be censored, you need to be canceled? Know what? You know why? Because they got the First Amendment that protects them, needs to protect these brothers too. And I digress with that now. Right. I'll let Negro smoke.
Love you too,
I love you, brother.
I love you too. I cancel their ass too. I cancel
whatever. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all over on Knowledge and Relationships in a minute.
All right, sister.
All right, bye.
I'm a canceling motherfucker.
I had to get that girl up out of here, man. That girl will keep on talking and talking and talking and talking.
Let me cancel your black ass too, Negro. Come on.
Okay, Negro. Negro, are you here?
I know you.
Peace, brothers. I'm on my brother Clarence today. I'm real calm. I'm practicing. I'm practicing, right?
You gotta be sitting in the eye of the tornado, brother.
Come on, give it to
me. I be watching you, brother Clarence. I admire that. You just like my wife, real calm. But I just have a little rebuttals to your information, brother Rico.
Okay.
Your information about Rwanda and all of these things that start with speech and what start with German. Factually, that it started with discrimination. It started with discrimination against each other, right? Same thing with Germany. Okay, so you're a little false in that.
I thought it was the Belgian or the French or whatever.
The Belgian, yes, and they no, I'm saying in Germany, that's how it started.
The other. I agree.
Yes, and in Germany, it started that way as well with the sanctions, and it allowed the Jews. And so, let's speak a little more accurately about history and not try to fit it to make our arguments. And I would just like to ask you.
The murder didn't start to the rhetoric, but go ahead. But you're right. The discrimination was the underlying thing. So I agree.
Okay. So, and not just the discrimination, the starvation, the killing, the murder. So at some point,
whoa. When did no. You said we're gonna be accurate. I accepted your premise that the discrimination, because they did pit. I think they favored the Hutus over the Tutsis.
Yeah, the light skin.
So they made them the upper class to the lower class.
But there was a lot of murdering going on in that time. It was a lot of starvation. It was a lot of see, that's the history that they didn't show in the movie.
Okay.
Hotel Rwanda.
No.
So that's what I'm saying.
I'm not talking about the movie. I read the history, but go ahead.
Okay. So you obviously had to read how the laws were put in there, how these people were extremely
they still are today.
Sent in the jail. They were kind of like how the Palestinians are in Israel now. Right, maybe a little worse. But they were
still in the same country. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, like kind of like Palestine and Israel, right?
I don't think it was exactly like that. I think that's
so. What do you feel?
Because it was more tribal. New growth. It was more tribal. So they
I'm not getting to that. I'm talking about the separation. I'm talking about why things occurred, right? Because you said it was just.
But the way you're describing, I don't think that your description that you're giving it. You make it almost seem like it's separate landmass, and I would say that how you started.
No, I said nothing about that. You misunderstood it. You're taking it too far.
No, I'm saying the description that you're giving. Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. And while we talking about canceling, these people was out of line in Kanye. Are they not? I can ask Brother Clarence for reference with this. Are they not saying the same things that Farrakhan said? Once upon a time, even less harm than, like as you put it, Farrakhan called them the spawns of Satan. Farrakhan told him, have you canceled him?
Who, me?
Yes, sir.
Have I canceled Farrakhan for what?
What I just told you. what he said.
No, I'm
That
not.
was
I'm
almost
not
most.
canceling.
Hold on. Let me.
Go ahead.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
just you. But I'm saying you said they deserve to be canceled. What they said was
Yes.
irresponsible and stupid. I'm asking you, did you feel the same way for Farrakhan when he did it years previously?
Okay.
When they
Well,
canceled him from the internet.
okay.
Were you on? Hold on. Let me ask you this one part.
Go
Were
ahead.
you on board when they canceled Farrakhan from the internet? Were you like,
I didn't know
yeah,
they
he's
canceled
speaking? Oh, okay.
I didn't know they canceled.
It's funny. It's
You know,
funny how
I
you
don't follow the
liberals.
nation.
It's
I
not a
don't
nation. It
follow
was
the
a.
nation. God
You
damn.
don't.
What do you want
But
me to say?
you don't follow Kanye either. But it was a grand thing. I think everybody in the chat
I don't
can say
follow
they know what I'm
Kanye,
talking
but
about.
guess what? When they can't, new bro, if you want to challenge me on something, let me be clear. When they canceled Farrakhan, it wasn't news. It wasn't news to me. Kanye made himself on that level. Stop acting like people are not
think you're being a
supposed
little
to know this
disingenuous.
shit.
You didn't
If
remember
Kanye
when
was a
Facebook.
low-level
Hold on.
nigga, I wouldn't be talking about canceling him.
I'm gonna ask you this, brother, with sincere honesty. You know, brother to brother. So you don't remember when they canceled Farrakhan
No, with all sincere honesty, because I don't
cool.
follow the. Let me be honest.
Ask somebody in the chat. Ask somebody in the chat. Do they remember?
But let me be honest with you. Not only do I not remember it, I think the vast majority of the Black community does not follow the workings or the ins and outs of the nation. Am I wrong, bro, Clarence? That the vast majority of the Black community is not a. There are some, whether you are a member of the nation or not, there are some. But the vast majority of the Black community is not in touch with the nation.
But
so we
Farrakhan is a cult. He's a cult figure in our community. Would you not agree? He's the form. Yes, he is. Will you take it? Yes, he is. Come on.
Clarence.
Why would you say? Why would you? Hold on. Let me ask you this. Why would you bring up?
Of the nation?
Hold on. Let me. See, you want to move it. You want to move it all.
No, I don't want to move it. Go ahead.
Okay, but I'm asking you. Then why would you bring up Brother Farrakhan? He said even threw Minister Farrakhan under the bus as if he. Hold on. Listen. Why would you bring him up? He threw a lot of people. Hold on.
Because when I watched the interview,
he's a big figure. He's a big figure in our community, Rico. Bruh, you know this. Stop playing.
Up because he's a big figure. I brought
How did he get? How did he get a million men in DC, Rico? If he wasn't a big figure, how did he get a million men in DC, Rico? Stop it. Stop it, brother.
Excuse me.
Stop
it. New bro.
You're drowning.
No, new bro. He got a million Black men to come, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
How many Black men are there in America?
What does that mean?
No, nigga, you talking numbers.
Okay.
He got a million to come. It's 40 million Black people in America. So half of them are half of them are men. So that means approximately 20 million are men. So he got 1 million to come, 19 million didn't.
Okay. Oh, listen.
No. The vast majority of Black men didn't participate.
That's a corny argument.
I went to the vast majority. Were you at the Million Man March?
I'm gonna
Were you at the march?
No.
Were you at the march? I was at the fucking march with my two sons.
So what are you talking about?
To the Million Man
Derail. This is the liberal derailing part. See where you
There's
don't
no
want to face facts. Okay, only 10% of the
listen. You're going out some bullshit. That's not relevant.
You gonna let us talk, or we gonna only 10% of the Black? Only this 10% of the. Okay, and your rebuttal was garbage because how many people were at the March on Washington? Was everybody at the March on Washington? Was all Black people at the march?
I didn't hear you.
The march on Washington with King. Was every Black person there?
No, it was only.
But was King? But was King a cult figure in our community? Was he not a leader? Come on, bro. You don't want to go here with me.
Do you want to? Are you gonna let me? Are you gonna let me answer the question?
Legitimately, yes.
Okay, so are you gonna let me ask the question?
I said yes.
King was not widely accepted by the Black community, even at the point of his death.
Come on. Now you was on here.
Am I making that up?
You and Clarence just can't. Listen,
ahead.
I'm gonna pull the
I'm
receipts.
gonna let you tell it.
I'm gonna pull the receipts. We're
No,
gonna
go ahead.
get all the bill.
King
Now
was
you
not
hold on,
widely
listen.
accepted.
Okay, if that's
even
you wanna
among the
say,
black community at the time of his death, he became revered and loved.
Rico, you full of it, bro. You full of it. I'm not saying he was respected, but you and Clarence said that when King was alive, he can go. Y'all said that he can go to any black household and sit down and get a meal. Did y'all not say that?
Go ahead. No, I didn't say that.
Oh my God! See, that's what I'm talking about.
Clarence,
you just want to be right.
Clarence,
you
can
just
you
want to
come
be
in,
right.
Clarence,
Come on, Rico.
please join the conversation.
Let's grow up.
Clarence.
Let's
Clarence,
grow up,
please
bro.
join the conversation. No, join the conversation, Clarence.
You drowning.
Don't sit there and
I'm
hide.
drowning.
Clarence, cam up.
Did y'all not say that, brother Clarence?
Now, Clarence.
What happened, man? What happened?
Brother, did y'all not say that?
You hid in the bushes. Get out the bushes.
What happened? What happened?
Question. Was Martin Luther King
He left you like you leave him.
Hold up, new bro. Was Martin Luther King widely accepted by the black community or the community writ large at the time of his death?
The black community, definitely.
By what percentage?
What's the percentage?
No.
I don't know. I think
No.
most.
Yes.
I think the average black person, Rico, at that time, probably. Yeah. The average black person probably has some love for. They may not have agreed with him. Principle for principle.
But I didn't say agree.
Martin Luther King came knocking on their door saying, "I'm hungry. Can I have
right? I'm not talking about that. Right.
But that's what.
That.
Hey, brother Clarence, didn't you and Rico say that on the show that if he came knocking on the door?
I said that.
Didn't you?
Thank
both
you.
of y'all said that. And you agreed.
I don't know about Rico. I can't speak for Rico.
He agreed. Pull a tape.
Bro, you heard what he just said.
But according to Rico, Rico does have a point. I'm sorry, I gotta agree with him when he said about more, because even Obama's pastor said the people up north did not gravitate to Martin Luther King because
there was a lot of niggas up north.
And it was people.
But they didn't. But Von Eric, I'm gonna have to stop you real quick because we're derailing the conversation. I said did not black people. Hold on, no, listen. This is what we were talking about, Rico. You didn't got me out, my brother Clarence.
Go ahead.
Let me get down to my brother Clarence.
Go ahead, brother Clarence.
Listen, I said that people knew Minister Farrakhan. I didn't say if they liked him or not. I said they knew him. So majority of the black population knew when Brother Farrakhan got canceled from Facebook. You said you never heard of it. You said you didn't know. That's bullshit.
Now let's go
a lot of people that was everywhere on.
Okay, hang on for a second. Hang on for 1 second. I just want to ask this one question because, again, like I said, I'm the Negro outside. I'm the Negro outdoors that y'all don't let in.
No, it was on CNN, your favorite place.
It was everywhere.
No, let me finish. I'm going to pretend I'm the Negro outdoors. What percentage of the black community do you think is Clarence? Because you're in the nation. I'm not. Von Eric's not. New Growth is. What percentage
this question
of the
is
black
irrelevant.
Community, let me finish. What percentage of the black community at large do you think are tapped in with what's going on with the nation? Just on a general basis, not detailed, not specifically or whatever. How many black people do you talk to every day that has a fucking clue as to what's going on with the nation?
Hey, brother Clarence, before you answer this question, mind you, I asked nothing about. Listen, I'm gonna let him know what his context was. I did not say anything about the nation. I said black people know Farrakhan.
Well, Farrakhan.
That's
is
all
the nation,
I said.
right?
He's going into something else.
Okay.
But he's an individual outside of the nation.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Take the nation out. What percentage of black people, writ large, know the fuck about Louis Farrakhan?
What difference does that make? But I will
asking.
answer the question. I believe it's probably know about the minister, probably about at least 60 or 70% of the people know of him. Now, whether they
especially a man who went to the march with his sons.
Let him finish. Go ahead.
Whether they subscribe, I would say have a deeper understanding, or at least when I say deeper, I mean they have some factual information about Minister Farrakhan. I would say that jumps down to probably about 10, 20, maybe 15, 20% of the people out there.
Know about what's going on with them? Continue on.
Yeah, I would say it jumps down to that because
knowing about him getting canceled off.
Knowing about him getting kicked off
canceled
social media. How many percentage of black people know he got kicked off social media?
I'm going to say my answer is probably about 60 or 70%. Because why? They get their information from the mass media. So it was on CNN. It was on all these different news outlets. And so they take news, even though if you look in Viacom, where they have they break everything down. News is under entertainment. News is actually under the entertainment budget, right? And so but our people take the news for truth, and so they just take it as is. Right. They don't decipher what's actually going on in the news, especially when it comes to us, especially when it comes to one of our leaders, right? They told us that Martin Luther King was a communist. They told us that he was a communist. They said that Marcus Garvey was a communist, right? Mm-hmm. So they said all these different things. So we have to investigate. Unfortunately, we're at a point where we have to investigate for ourselves.
But Brother Clarence, that's an excellent answer, and it obviously. But the question was, Brother Rico said that he didn't know that Farrakhan went through an ordeal on Facebook. Come on. Listen, Brother Clarence. Come on, Brother Clarence. Rico knows for a man who went to the Million Man March.
Okay.
For a man who went to the Million Man March with his 2 sons, and now he doesn't know anything about it, but he knows everything else about on the internet.
But look. See, this is where we mess up, y'all. This is where we mess up, y'all. We all, and Rico do the same thing. I got to get on Rico doing about the same thing. Rico was just assume that everybody has this certain knowledge.
Yes.
And just like we're assuming now that Rico has this knowledge, but everybody don't have all this knowledge. Some people don't have this knowledge. So sometimes we're gonna have people. We're gonna have people that.
That's true. That's true, Clarence.
Hang on. In all fairness, Bonner. In all fairness, I've always known the minister to say some things that people have deemed inflammatory.
Right.
For the entirety of my life. Let me finish. For the entirety of my life.
Jewish people. Let me ask you about Jewish people. Hold on. Let me ask you. You want to go run off into something?
Negro, I'm just saying.
That's why we can't have you filibuster.
I'm trying to explain to you why I don't know it. I'm trying to explain to you why I don't know. Because I've always known my entire life him to say some things that people have deemed inflammatory. Not just about Jewish people, white people, all types of people. He speaks in the way he speaks. So I heard it so much that it wouldn't surprise. I'm not surprised if he got kicked off. I'm just not surprised. But that news maybe went by me and I just didn't know it. No.
Sister Annie said a perfect question. So now that you know, do you agree with his cancellation? Do you agree with
him? No, I'm not saying I agree with it. I said I didn't know. That he said about. No, I'm asking you now that you know, like Annie put in the comment. Listen, for calling for Jewish, will you let me talk? You don't want to know. Go ahead.
He called them the spawns of the devil, right? He did these things. These people were wicked, and that this and this. He said a lot of things that were similar to Kanye West. Certain ones. Okay, yes, I'm sorry.
But he was canceled. I'm asking.
Yes. So fair. So yes. That's why they took him off. Should he be canceled? For what I just said. Things he said things very similar, if not more inflammatory than Kanye and Kyrie put together. So should Farrakhan be canceled?
I think personally.
Now, why you got to think?
He's thinking about you, He's thinking about Farrakhan, but with Kanye, right out.
I would love you to thought like that with Kanye and Kyrie.
I did.
I would have loved to see that deep thought.
Nigga, I did. Before I said what I said, I gave it that thought. I gave it that same thought before I said what I said. So now with what you're telling me, if what you're saying is true, I think they should fucking canceling them and boot them off the platform.
Hold on, y'all.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, hold on, y'all. Yeah, Risa, he did write that book. Well, he didn't write it, but it's just a compilation of what Jewish writers have commented on about the relationship between blacks and Jews.
Great.
It's just a bunch of Jewish writers, and it's just a compilation of their writings about that relationship that is not being made to the public. There's 2 volumes. There's secret relationships between Jews, blacks, and Jews, 1 and 2. So just want to throw that out there.
So now, do you feel better, Negro?
Is it a great?
I didn't think about it. And when I think about it, I gave you my opinion that I
No,
think
I want you
that
to call
they were well
Farrakhan
within
the
their right to
motherfucker.
to count.
I want you to call Farrakhan. Call Farrakhan the motherfucker, and he about his selfish entry, thinking about his motherfucking self. That's the same thing you're saying about Kanye.
No. You conflating two different things. You asked me, did I think he needed to be?
No, I'm not. Explain to me
you
how.
You didn't ask me the reason. Okay, I told you crystal clear. Now I get it. You might got a hard on for Kanye. Fuck Kanye to me.
No. Let's not go there.
Maybe you want a bone
That's
for
disrespectful
Kanye.
to me.
So that's what you're trying to conflate. I don't look at Kanye and the minister as the same. I don't.
Regardless, you don't have to.
While I may look at the minister crossing the line, I think his reasonings were more pure than Kanye. Kanye's reasoning was his motherfucking self. You're not gonna conflate that too.
I'm gonna take you off the grid. I'm taking you off the grid, Rico.
I'm saying no. What I'm saying is, I think that the minister, while I might sit there and say, okay, he may be wrong about some things, he may be misguided about some things, or I don't agree with some things. I don't think, as far as I know, he don't look like a nigga that's trying to enrich himself. I don't get that. I could be wrong. Kanye look like a nigga that's just trying to enrich himself. So you make the difference. You make the difference.
So he's trying to enrich it. He's trying to enrich himself by No, he's trying to enrich himself by getting
Kanye doing for us?
Listen, is he trying to enrich himself by losing $1 billion? That's how he's trying to enrich himself.
That nigga didn't think he was gonna lose it. He said he wasn't gonna lose it.
Why didn't
No,
he?
he said he wouldn't lose it. He said he wouldn't lose it.
Just because somebody said me and brother Clarence been talking about this, the art of war, deception, all of these things that come in place. It just can't be what you see on CNN and what you hear in news clip. This takes years and years of reading and studying. And I was talking about the brother Hitler, right? Do you know who brother Hitler was on? Not even my brother. I'm sorry. You know who Hitler? You know who? No, hold on. No, who was Hitler inspired by? Who did Hitler stand up on the podium say who inspired him?
I don't know. You called him a brother.
Do you know brother Clarence?
Do you know? Well, I think you're talking about Mussolini, but I'm not sure.
Was it Stallion? Was it Stallion?
No. She was an American woman, and she started.
You talking about Pearl? Yeah. It was
Margaret. Yes, this is who he was inspired by. Look it
writing.
Look it up. So you talking about it started with words? No, it didn't start with words because Margaret Sanger was putting in sterilizing our women here. So it started with hate. Let's not say it started with words.
You said he.
So when a person retaliates, listen, by her whole concept of cleansing and what she did, her cleansing method, and what she did to us.
Negro.
And what she did to hold on, what she did to us. And what she did to us.
He was inspired by her writing.
By what she did to us.
What? But her writing is
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Negrosaurus. What came out first? What came out first? What came out first? What came out her first? Her books or her actions? Was she sterilizing people first? Or did the book come out first?
I don't think any of us.
Yeah, we do. I know. But guess what? That's Sunday homework for you. I know.
Give me the homework.
See, just because we know something that you don't know doesn't mean that.
Well,
that
you
doesn't
said
mean that
you know. So show us how you know.
No, I told you to do the homework.
No, you
I
said
sit up
you
here
know.
Till I'm blue in the face.
You said
you still not going to
that
accept
her
it.
actions came before her.
I know.
Show us how you know. Did she write about it?
I know. I'm not going to show. I'm not going to show you nothing. I want the Negrosaurus to research.
So you don't know,
right? Just like you researched on. Just like you researched on Kanye. Just like you researched on what Kyrie did in the community. I want you to research the same way about this.
All I said was I watched the video of what Kanye said. All I did was dissect what he said. Nothing more. I don't know what Kanye did in the community. I don't know what Kyrie did in the community. I have no idea. See how easy that is? I can admit what I don't know. I'm not even a scribe. So even
No, I doubt it.
Listen, even in spite of the information I don't know, the evidence that's before me is what they said. And based on what
Who is
Kanye
they?
said, I'm talking about these two individuals only. Because you try to conflate them with the minister. I told you I didn't know about the minister. I didn't know what he said. You gave me some new information. I said, based on that information, I would agree that he should be canceled and taken off of social media. I'm not changing.
Yeah, his motherfucking ass. His motherfucking ass. The motherfucking minister, Clarence. Talking that bullshit.
I didn't say that about
his motherfucking asshole.
Why
can't you say that about the minister? Why can't he say that about the minister, brother Clarence? Brother Clarence. Hold on, I'm talking to brother. Can I talk to brother Clarence?
You cut
Why
me
can't
off.
he say about the minister, brother?
But you cut me off.
You cut them off.
Go ahead.
You cut me off.
Go ahead, Rico. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because what I said about Kanye applies to Kanye. And that's
so
not,
we got to respect the person.
I'm not taking none of that off of Kanye because you love him. That's fine.
No, I'm saying we have respect the person. We have respect the person.
I don't have. You want to tell you why I don't have to respect him? Because I don't have to respect anybody that said white lives matter.
So do you have to respect Farrakhan?
Sir, let me finish. Go look in the minister catalog and find the white lives matter. Go look for it. I don't have to respect the people who said black lives matter as a joke. Go look in the catalog and find that, sir, you choose to ignore these. We all don't.
No, for you to be a Democrat, Rico, for you to be a liberal, you have so many Republican talking points. The same way that we say things, you say it the same way from a. That's how Republicans argue. That's how Republicans argue facts.
Then you can call
with
it
something that don't have nothing to do with what we talking about. I'm asking Brother Clarence. Brother Clarence, if we hold a man accountable, all men held accountable in the same disorder. Like if I say, hey,
no, absolutely
I'm
not.
just caught. Okay.
No, but go ahead.
Okay.
But Rico,
that's not what I've been told.
You said that it's things.
Let me finish. Let me clear something up real quick. I'm gonna let you rock. Yeah, everybody should be held to the same standard. Now, but remember what I also said, New Growth, when I was talking to the Jewish fella. I told him, I said, people should be held to the standard based on the degree of their involvement in the situation, right? I can't hold, and that's what we were having with Kyrie Irving, was that he was being held to a higher standard than Amazon Prime, and that was the issue.
Right?
How can you hold this man to this standard when he has a smaller involvement in the situation than Amazon Prime, right? So that's
right.
So it's going to be proportional to their situation and their involvement in the situation. That's all I want to say, because I don't want people thinking.
But all you niggas got your Prime account, right? All you niggas got.
But no. See how he derailed it.
I don't got Amazon.
See how he derailed it. See how he derails the conversation.
When Eric was talking, y'all.
Go ahead, Von Eric.
Yes.
I just want to say, Rico, it's a lot of things that you don't know, but yet look how your emotion is when you counseling someone out. It's things that Negro told you about Kanye and the minister.
What did he tell me about them?
Did you just say it was things that he told you about the minister that you say you didn't know?
About the minister, yes.
And Kanye. It was when you said, I don't know what Kanye did.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me nothing about Kanye. He just threw something out. He told, and I don't know that shit.
Patrice told you about Kanye, what he has done.
What?
And you said, you must have forgot what she said, what Kanye did, but you even said,
donated $2 million to
you said, well, and other things that he has done. But you said, I don't care what he has done. So you just got what you just going by, you just don't like Kanye. Because you just go by what he has said. Okay, now I see your point. Now I see why you're emotional.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna tell you
because
why.
You just I just see your emotion.
So yeah, it's
go ahead, Negro. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, Von Eric, finish. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, go ahead, Negro. Go ahead.
No, what you're saying, Von Eric, is true. I'm concurring with Von Eric said, because right now it's just the point you don't like Kanye. So we can't have a fair discussion about this because you're emotionally attached in a certain dimension.
No, I'm not emotionally
right?
attached.
So
I think
I'm just saying I'm a type of person that, like, if you talking about my wife and my wife did, I ain't really get into that conversation because I'm more emotionally attached to my wife. She might do the same thing that somebody else did, but I'm gonna have a little more leniency on my wife, right? But see, I don't have no respect. All of us black men out here trying to get it. Like you said, Farrakhan is a regular man, just like he's striving better. He's accomplished a lot of more things than all of us have. So as Kanye in a billionaire way. Kanye, Nation of Islam could not raise the money that Kanye had, right? We got to give it to him, right? The Nation of Islam trying to build for years, right, Brother Clarence, to get to that level. This guy's a billionaire. I'm not taking nothing away from the Nation of Islam. He just got something. Farrakhan sits down with these and admire so much that he's sitting there defending them. So for you to sit there and just say fuck him, and the person that you admire is saying, look out for my brother, don't fall, is saying that I just have a vitriol for Kanye for some reason. I know you let us say I got a heart on. No, I fight for Clarence when you go in there and they be talking that bullshit about him, right? I even try to get you to come up there, man. No, but I fight for Brother Clarence. Like, anyway, that's just my character. If I'm wrong, I want you to say, Negro, if you're wrong, but we work together. But for you to have such a vitriol against these two black men, it seems weird, right? And I'm just trying to see, where does all that come from?
Okay, can I respond? Can I respond?
Yes,
Let me start with this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have a great deal of respect for the minister. I don't admire him. I've told Clarence 1,000 times over, I am not a subscriber to the ideology of the Nation of Islam. Never have been, never will be. I've said that. I can respect people whose ideology could be the complete opposite of me when I look at what they're doing. So while I don't subscribe to the Nation of Islam and all the things they do, and it will never be my cup of tea, I look at them genuinely from the outside and say, they are about the progression of black people. While I would never go at it. Can I finish? That's all I'm trying to do is finish.
Yes. Yes, I'm gonna let you. But when you hold on, when you finish that, I got a rebuttal to that. But go ahead.
Okay, it's not a rebuttal. It's just I'm just giving an explanation.
It's definitely a rebuttal. Okay, but I'm gonna hold you accountable to that. That's all. Go ahead.
Okay, so when I look at them, it's like I don't admire the nation. I've never have, but I've always respected them. I respect a lot. I even respect the way that the Jewish people are moving about this situation. I don't fucking admire them. I respect why they're defensive about the way that they are. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can respect why they're doing what they're doing. I have no vitriol about Kanye or Kyrie. What I have is I have an anger about irresponsibility from any fucking body. So that's why I don't subscribe to the Nation of Islam, because sometimes I hear irresponsible statements come out of that space. I hear irresponsible statements come out of the Jewish space. I hear irresponsible statements come out of the LGBT. I hear irresponsible shit come from everywhere. And that's why I don't sign up with those motherfuckers.
Right.
But nonetheless, if you say something irresponsible, yes, I'm for canceling your motherfucking ass. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Because that's all I said.
Let me finish. Irresponsibility can lead to harm. And I don't think I'm the arbiter or the judge of it. But I just look at it through the lens of my eyes. And I'm like, it may look harmful to me and don't look harmful. And everybody's like, oh, that's fine. They're like, but to me, it scares the shit out of me. So in my mind, I'm voting to cancel your ass. I look at myself as being a juror among 12. 11 other motherfuckers get to vote. But don't tell me how to vote. I'm going to vote to get rid of your ass. And you better pray to God that the other 11 don't vote with me. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Listen, Listen, okay, my rebuttal to that is you said you admire Farrakhan for his work, the nation, and the work they done, right?
I admire what they're trying to do. Yes.
Okay, you said the work
I'm
they done. Okay,
I'm not
I got you.
Fan
okay, I got you. I got you. So Martin Luther King. So Martin Luther, you admire what the work Martin Luther King did, right?
I admire what he was trying to do. Yes.
Yeah, with the work he did.
Yeah, he was trying to do. Equality.
Right.
Yeah,
but listen,
he moved
Harry,
the needle. Yes.
Right, but Harry Belafonte was his Kanye West, right? Because Harry Belafonte he fronted the money. He fronted the money.
Yeah, but I don't agree with
that.
No,
but I was gonna say this. I won't go. Hey, brother Clarence, do a little research and see how much money these rappers, these people, Kyrie. Hold on, look how much money they donated to the nation.
Sure.
Right?
So
hold on. But I'm just saying, hey, hold on, but it's fair. I mean, but so you talked on here the other day about how much you fucking admire Harry Belafonte, how he fucking gave up his livelihood at the top of his career. Is this man not doing the same thing?
He was threatened with death.
Is still not man doing the same thing at the top of their career?
How they threatened to kill him.
Right. They didn't kill him. So you think they didn't do that with these two? You think they didn't do that with these two?
Hell no.
And also, listen. Also, didn't Harry Belafonte?
I don't know.
Hold on. Didn't Harry?
I don't know.
We gonna research. We gonna do some research.
I don't know.
Next time, brother Clarence, next show, I'm gonna bring receipts. And is not Harry Belafonte married? Hold on. Isn't Harry Belafonte married to a white woman?
But I can tell you this.
Hold on. Isn't Harry Belafonte married to a white woman?
Let's check it out. Let's look at it.
Yes. Isn't Sidney Poitier married to a white woman?
But
your biggest thing against Kanye that he keep messing with these white women. Well, hold your fucking idols to the same. You just said it, Rico.
I say that.
You said rewind the tape.
You guys got that one. I think you guys got that one backwards. He never had a problem with
okay, rewind the tape.
You know what?
Hey, how much money left?
In an interracial relationship. If I'm in an interracial marriage, that makes no sense.
You just said he keep running to when you was talking to Patrice. You said he keep running with these fucking white women and blah blah blah. That's what you said.
He was in bed with the white Jews.
No,
that he's crying about.
The women. You said the
no,
women.
I didn't say.
No.
Oh my God.
Listen,
Bro,
we can.
You know, you are a serious Kanye defender.
I'm not defending. I'm a serious hold accountable. I'm holding you accountable. It has nothing to do with Kanye.
He wasn't talking about all Jews. He wasn't talking about all Jews, Rico. You know that too.
Right? I know he wasn't talking about all Jews. He was talking about Jews in Hollywood. Yes. I know he was not talking about all
the
Jews.
record company and all. Okay.
I totally agree. He was not talking about all Jews. I know a lot of poor ass Jews. I know Jews who fucking barely making it paycheck to paycheck. Right. There's plenty of them motherfuckers out here too.
That's humans.
I am not. All I'm sitting there saying is, you're actually Kanye is in no way can be compared. What?
See, these are opinions right here. Anything you're saying at this point, we can argue this all day because they're opinions. You can't sit here and tell me that your opinion is more valid than mine.
No, and no point.
You can't say that. You cannot say that, Rico. That's your opinion. I can respect your opinion, but you say in my opinion.
Okay, let me say it this way. I'm of the opinion that Kanye in no way compares to risking, other than financial. I'll give the financial. I will submit to the financial argument that he gave up more than Harry Belafonte. But in the 1960s, a black man being deleted compared to 2022, I'm not going to have that conversation. That's a conversation I'm not going to have the risk.
Okay. And I can respect that. I can respect that.
1960s to 2022, and Harry Belafonte still stood out there in front of that. So I'm not talking about them. I don't even know that Harry, let me finish. I don't even know financially how Harry Belafonte supported the NAACP or the Civil Rights.
What do you? He had the biggest song in the country.
Sure,
he was the first black man on TV with white women.
Oh
because you talking
Nobody
crazy.
said
You talking
you
stuff.
made a new growth. You made a financial argument. I'm saying Harry Belafonte, what he did to help the civil rights movement was he was a big star who was at the marches. That was more important than money.
Lord have mercy. We Rico, we're gonna have. I'm putting up on how much money. Hey, brother Clarence. Brother Clarence, how much more money do you need to have these backpacks? Because I'm tired of Rico. Let's go money dollar for dollar. Let's go, big DC Rico. Let's go.
No, you
big
hit
DC
it.
Doe Rico.
No, you hit it.
I'm telling you,
You hit it. $90.
we gonna go dollar for dollar for these babies. We gonna go dollar for dollar for these babies. Cause you must don't know who you're dealing with. I love you, but we gonna go dollar for dollar for these babies.
Clarence,
okay, so you mean to tell me that Harry Belafonte? Hold on, listen. You telling me Harry Belafonte did not support the? No, listen what I'm saying. This is a bet. This is a challenge. This is a challenge.
Everything
you went
is
overtalk
money
me.
you guys.
No, you said
money.
no. Listen, Rico. You said I'm gonna go back to my Clarence. You said that you didn't. Harry Belafonte supported the movement by marching with them. Yes, but he also supported them financially. Who you think was helping bail them out in the South? Who you think was doing that?
Let me ask you a question.
I'm not. No, can you answer my question first?
I'm not saying Harry wasn't. I know Harry was. I know he.
Okay, so what that's just what we said a minute ago. So you owe Clarence $90. Go on, hit him.
Okay. Since you wasn't there, let me tell you this, New Growth. Since you wasn't there, and you like to think that you are a student of the past, okay? What do you think?
Let me ask. Before you ask that question, hold on. Let me ask you this question before. Hold on. Let me ask this question. No, but you stated a fact first. No, you stated a fact first. All I want to know, was you there?
I was born. Yeah.
Big Dollar Rico, were you there?
Yeah, I was born.
He was born.
I wasn't back there. I studied.
Go ahead, brother. I love you.
Okay, I was born in 1964. So let me just put it that way. Okay, so just y'all do the fucking math and you figure it out yourself.
So you were there. You were there and understood.
He wasn't there. He wasn't there.
I made it crystal clear. I said I was born.
Okay.
Did you hear me lie?
Let's not use that. Let's not use that as a deterrence because I wasn't
I'm
there.
not
Because
doing
you
it
weren't
as
there
a
either.
deterrent.
And yes, you was. You said since you know everything, Rico, come on, brother. We both from DC.
Okay.
I know how you get that.
Okay, new growth. If I was out of line for that, I apologize, sir.
I love you. I'm just.
No, because you made a valid point. You made me think about it. I said, I did kind of like ageism him or son him. So I need to pull that back and I need to correct that publicly.
Right.
And I'm trying to do that, but you won't even fucking let me.
Go ahead.
Hey, listen, Rico. Listen, I'm gonna let you have. I'm gonna let you listen. In favor of, listen. I'm gonna let you have the wrong word. I'm gonna have you let you have the last word. In favor, in support of our sister OG Patrice, I'm gonna let you have the last word.
No, this nigga won't even let me apologize, right?
I just said
I told you I was wrong for that. I'm not trying to run away from it. I'm not trying to hide. What I did was that ageism, sonning somebody, and I was wrong for that.
Right, and I appreciate, but I'm canceling your ass for that. You can't.
Okay.
Fuck you, man. You know I love you, man. You know I love you, man. Come on.
Well, that's good. And you know what? And if I do it again, I deserve to get canceled. You're right. I'm serious. Well, see, that's no. All bullshit aside, new bro. If you see a nigga like, oh, okay, he got a habit of doing that, then he need to shut the fuck up.
Right.
That's real shit. That's real. We got to stop thinking canceling is always bad because sometimes just the fear can, like, motherfucker, we're trying to get you to modulate correctly. So all I'm saying is this. When I'm talking about the brother Harry, right? You're right. He did fund the people, getting them out of jail, this whatever. But what I'm saying is, from my study of history, what was more important, because like basically he could have wrote a check, kept quiet, continued working with white America, and nobody would have gave a shit. What my study of history was, what uplifted black people was seeing him. He could have never wrote a check. His presence was 1,000 times more valuable than his money. because
Right.
he showed up. Let me finish. He showed up willing to risk everything for the community. So it wasn't just Harry Belafonte.
Right.
Look up the history of Paul Robeson.
Right.
Paul Robeson.
I know.
Bill Cosby.
What's the
Bill
brother?
Cosby,
Ruby
Bill
D.
Cosby,
Ruby
Bill-
D. And damn, I forgot her husband name. Look up the actress Ruby
Davis.
D.
Yeah, Davis.
Davis,
Last
right.
name Davis.
All of these guys were Hollywood black actors that got involved.
Don't forget Bill Cosby.
Right.
Bill Cosby.
They got deeply involved, not just money.
Right.
They went to jail. They risked getting beaten. They risked getting their fucking head cracked crossing the Selma Bridge in Selma, Alabama. The Edmund Pettus Bridge. They risked that. So that's all I'm saying is I'm not going to take nothing away from Kanye. But I'm sorry, Negro, with all due respect, sir. I cannot conflict. Dick Gregory, thank you, Sister Reese. My God, what he did. What he did. These motherfuckers said, fuck a career. I'm a black man. And I'm sorry. In 2022, no, I'm sorry. You ain't giving it to none of them niggas. You ain't giving it to Jay-Z. You ain't giving it to none of them as far as I'm concerned.
But you remember it was a brother. It was this light-skinned brother. I think they called him Red up north. They called him Detroit Red. He became Malcolm, and he called them niggas bootlegging Uncle Tom's, and up north they talked about him. The brother getting their butt whooped down there, just like you talking about Kanye.
But all I'm saying is, with all due respect, in 2022, no, Harry Belafonte, Dick Gregory, Ruby D, what's his name? Davis.
You looked over what I just said, but it's all good.
No, I'm just saying is look at the history, because I know you studied the history, Negro. Look at what they did. They didn't just write checks.
I didn't say they
wrote
did.
their ass out there.
Right, and there's a brother named Detroit Red and another entertainer by the name of Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay, who said them niggas is crazy down there getting their ass with them Uncle Tom niggas, them bootlicking. Remember? So you always going. I'm giving you an example of how people like you were. Is this you would have been the Malcolm X of the day, right?
No,
right? Because you said. I'm gonna let it go. We're gonna go see our sister OG Patrice.
What you trying to say? You said I would.
I'm just saying that it was like for as much as you admired them, a lot of people did not admire them. They called them Uncle Tom's bootlicking, so that's what I'm saying. But when time goes on, right, we all sit back and say, hey, they both did their part. I guess when time goes on, maybe in 20 years, when you're in your rocking chair, you say, man, that boy Kanye and Kyrie, they did their thing. Maybe.
He reaching, ain't he?
But what we could say, I know a lot of people, especially when Kanye said that George Bush didn't like black people for what he was doing to all those people, that is a life threatening when he said that, because nobody said. Matter of fact, it wasn't nobody behind him after he said it. When I'm talking about nobody, I'm talking about a masses. When he said that, right? When he said that, and people knew what Bush was doing with those people down Louisiana when Katrina.
I mean,
nobody got behind Kanye when he said it, and the whole Hollywood was like, "Oh, he crazy. He should have never said that."
Floyd. You come on now. For a minute. You mean George Bush?
Right.
George Bush.
Floyd. I was like,
no, I said George Bush.
You said Floyd. That's why I was confused.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. But George, if I said Floyd, I'm sorry. No, George Bush, when he said that, he didn't have no masses.
I get it.
And when he walked on stage and took that, it's kind of funny when he walked on stage and took that award, and he was making saying that what was going on in Hollywood, especially when it came to black people, for that talent and not being appreciated, people wasn't even behind him then.
Right. Because it wasn't just for Beyonce. It wasn't for Beyonce. It was for black artists.
It was for black artists.
Yes.
And he was making And matter of fact, it kind of killed me when Obama said he was an a-hole.
Right.
For doing that, and everybody was like, yeah, he an a-hole. But they didn't call that guy a-hole who disrespected Obama when he was doing his speech in Congress and called him a liar. I ain't seen not nobody call him an a-hole, but they called Kanye West an a-hole.
But let me ask you a question, but Von Erich, let me ask you a question, right? Because I agree with that. Like you said, when he did the George Bush don't like black people, I was like, oh, that was an empowering moment. Because black people, especially after watching what happened with Katrina, Louisiana, black people felt very empowered because the bottom line is we all knew. I think like people don't realize, you know how many people died during Hurricane Katrina?
Yeah. And
like almost 2,000 people.
He called them refugees.
Right. What? So what I'm saying is almost 2,000 people. And not only were people died.
Right.
Look up the history of Katrina. Police went to jail for shooting black people trying to cross the bridge.
Right.
To get food and water.
Right.
That's how fucked up it was. Louisiana was a third world country after Katrina. Black people have been forever scarred after that hurricane.
Right.
And what
and look at the money he put up for the families of the victims of Black Lives Matter, stuff like that. So these things are things that are kind of you can put little bricks into his. I said, what has he done? I'm trying
to give him a plus at that point at the Hurricane Katrina, because then I'm like, okay, yeah, I was with him then. And I think he had, when he did that, he had the pulse of everybody black, because he said George Bush don't care about black people. The plane showed George Bush flying over Katrina, watching all them niggas die, and it solidified it. Kanye could have ran for fucking president then.
Oh,
he was the hero of Black America at that moment.
The hero for the Negro.
But you
he was at that moment, because
you're right.
The thing is, he legitimately spoke to our pain, our trauma, and he was there for us, and that's fine. Nobody asked him. He did it of his own, and I give him all the
credit. But New Growth, ain't Kanye is the king. Wait, ain't Kanye is the king of sampling, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me show you something, Rico.
Go ahead.
This is the reason why Kanye helped black people, and this is the reason why he brought up Prince and he brought up Michael Jackson. He is the king of sampling. Do you know when he sampled those songs, how many black people from back in the day got paid? Who was sitting home was wondering how they was gonna pay that bill. It was because of Kanye, and you know it's because of Kanye, because now you got hedge funds, Disney, Paramount Pictures buying masters, because they seen what Kanye did, and they seen how much money that he brought those people from back in the day. And you know Michael Jackson, before he died, he was giving people from back in the day money. Black people who was sitting home was wondering where that next bill was going to get paid. See, a lot of people don't know. They only seeing what's going on the outside and not seeing what's going on in the inside. That's the reason why. Why you think Goldman Sachs are buying Masters? BlackRock, the biggest hedge fund in the world, is buying Masters. It's because they seen what Kanye did when he sampled and how much money he was bringing in. And you're going to say, and people are just going to say what he did because the certain words that he used that you don't agree with. That's fine. I agree with you. You don't agree with it? No problem. I understand that. But let's not disrespect him, and let's look at the whole picture as far as what he has done, just like we're going to do any other people. Let's not just look at just on the outside, but let's look on the inside before we make it a complete judgment and put a brother down before we put him down.
Can I just say this to be clear?
You know our sister on, right?
Yeah. I
thought she come on 6:30.
She on that.
Come on at 3.
So let me just say this.
I think she on.
It's 5:30 here, unless my clock is wrong.
Any says she's on.
Shit ahead. Let me just say this. All in all, Kanye was not the nexus for
she is on
bigger venues purchasing masters. People have been buying masters of artists long before Kanye. Now he maybe he made it
No, I ain't say Kanye. No, I ain't say he was buying masters.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying other companies, entities have been buying
y'all.
masters.
We gotta shut it down.
So that's been always.
Patrice is on right now.
Oh,
so we gotta shut it down. We gotta shut it down, y'all. So closing remarks, solution, comment, and then we out of here, y'all.
Oh, thanks for having me up. I gotta go check OP Patrice.
Yeah. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. See you over there.
Hey man,
I love y'all. Your badass information.
I love y'all, man. Rico, I tried to take you off the grill, but you just kept sticking to the code. But you made me feel on my Clarence impression name. I'm gonna get better at my brother Clarence. And shout out Devon, man. I watched this podcast vlog the other day. Excellent, you and him and my man
Bolo.
I loved it, man.
Yeah,
man. Love y'all, man. See y'all over at Patrice.
All right, big brother. See you later.
Love you too. I love your little crazy wrong-headed ass. I love you though. Hey, look, hey, Negro. All bullshit aside, love my babies for me.
Oh, let me tell you this one thing. When I'm around,
with nothing I say, but you better love them little girls.
Last thing I had to tell y'all this. Around the house, they say, brother Clarence, Rico. That's all they keep saying. I'm gonna record it one day and let y'all hear it.
Love them babies for me. That's
bro. Tell them I'm the good guy. I'm the good
guy.
Right. The bad guy.
Peace, y'all.
Thank you,
all right, brother. Peace. See you over there, brother. All right, that's New Growth. Let's see. We got Rico.
The Negrosaurus. Man, you know what? This was a good, lively, spirited conversation, and I really do appreciate the fact that I like the fact that we ended up on different points of view and different ends of the spectrum to show that, you know what, Black people can still disagree spiritedly, but again, still at the end of the day, still respect each other. I love my sister OG. I love her to no end. I kill a motherfucker for her. I love New Grove, Von Erich, and your ass. But now I don't agree with them niggas. Hell no. Cancel all you motherfuckers. Cancel all. But I just believe
work on Rico, y'all. We're gonna work on Rico.
I just believe
bring him into the light, y'all.
Deeply to my heart, I believe that, you know, words need to be responsible. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. You know, maybe y'all need to beat me on the head a little bit more to get me to wake up. I love my people, and I'm not trying to take away our voice, but I want us to be responsible with our voice. I don't give a fuck about them people do, because you know what I think, Clarence. At the end of the day, and I'm gonna shut it down, is I want us to be responsible about what we say to each other.
Agreed.
That's the point. I'm not concerned with, oh, they should be able to. No, I don't care about what you say to other people. I care about the harm that we speak to each other. And if we don't regulate us about that, then fuck it. Let Kanye talk, or Kyrie, or George Bush, or anybody else speak whatever poison that they can speak to us, and we don't hold it accountable. I want us to start with us. Just be responsible to tell us the truth. And then everything thereafter, do you. And other than that, have a great day. I'll see you over there on the sisters.
All right. See you, big brother. See you all over there.
All right.
Oh, man. Okay, that's Rico Young, y'all. We're going to do a real fast. We're going to do a real fast rundown. We're going to get out of here, man. Shout out to the chat. Chat's where it's at. Chat's where it's at. Thank you, guys. Thank you, all of you guys. Okay, so when we get done here, we get done with the rundown, man, everybody go over to knowledge and relationships. See, I was under the misunderstanding that Patrice show started at 3, but I guess she started at 2 this time, so that was my bad, y'all. All right, we got to get over there. But anyway, the chat is where it's at. No bots today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Okay, real quick. Who do we have? We have Patrice on the platform. How does she do? Her and Rico did their usual running around mulberry tree, right? But shout out to Patrice. She held her own as usual, as always. But we got to go over there and see her right now. So, yeah. Okay, what about Rico? Oh, by the way, Patrice had a solid performance from Patrice. What about Rico? Very solid performance. Held his own today. What about Von Erich? Very solid as always. Very solid. And of course, what about my brother New Growth? Always very solid, very strong. Everybody. Okay, look, y'all. We owe $90. We got $90 left for the backpacks. Let's get that money in. But okay, everybody, get your butt over there to Patrice, to Knowledge Relationships right now, so we can see Patrice, and we'll get on over there and check her out right now. But shut it down. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Peace.